Go stream it now. Please, yeah. What's good? I'm Renee River, and I'm here to talk to you about my new EP, Flowers on the Wall. It's almost at 200 streams on Spotify, and that's pretty cool. So,
President of the United States.
Go stream it now. Please, yeah. What's good? I'm Renee River, and I'm here to talk to you about my new EP, Flowers on the Wall.
Well, yes, we can.
It's almost at 200 streams on Spotify, and that's pretty cool. So, go stream it now. Please, yeah.
President of the United States.
What's good? I'm Renee River, and I'm here
Well,
to
yes,
talk
we
to you
can.
about my new EP.
Kamala, like the
Flowers
stuff you
on
can't
the
just do
Wall.
as president of the United States. Hyena like Joe, go. Okay, so, like, it's, I guess that she was
It's
cast
almost
as
at
VP
200
because she would have been
streams
the heir apparent for the
on
Joker part.
Spotify, and that's pretty cool. So, go stream it now. Please, yeah.
Kind of giggle.
What's good? I'm Renee River, and I'm here to talk to you about my new EP, Flowers on the Wall.
President of the United States.
It's almost at 200
Well, yes,
streams
we can.
on Spotify, and that's pretty cool. So, go stream it now.
Kind of giggle.
Please, yeah. What's good? I'm Renee River, and I'm here to talk to you about my new EP, Flowers on the Wall. It's almost at 200 streams on Spotify, and that's pretty cool. So, go stream it now. Please, yeah. What's good? I'm Renee River, and I'm here to talk to you about my new EP, Flowers
President of
on
the
the
United States.
Wall. It's almost at 200 streams on Spotify, and that's pretty cool. So, go stream it now. Please, yeah.
Well, yes, we can.
What's good? I'm Renee River, and I'm here to talk to you about my new EP, Flowers on the Wall. It's almost at 200
President
streams
of the United States.
on Spotify, and that's pretty cool. So, go stream it now.
Well, yes, we can.
Oh, Kamala, like the stuff you can't just do as president of the
Please,
United States.
yeah.
Hyena like Joe, go. Okay, so, like, it's, I guess that she was cast as
good?
VP because she would have been the heir
I'm
apparent
Renee
for the Joker
River, and
part.
I'm here to talk to you about my new EP, Flowers on the Wall. It's almost at 200 streams on Spotify, and that's pretty cool. So, go stream it now. Please, yeah.
President of the United States.
What's good?
Well, yes, we can.
River, and I'm here to talk to you about my new EP, Flowers on the Wall.
Kind of giggle.
It's almost at 200 streams on Spotify, and that's pretty cool. So, go stream it now. Please, yeah. What's good? I'm Renee River, and I'm here to talk to you about my new EP, Flowers on the Wall. It's almost at 200 streams on Spotify, and that's pretty cool. So, go stream it now.
President of the United States.
Please, yeah. What's good? I'm Renee River, and I'm here to talk to you about my new EP, Flowers on the Wall. It's almost at 200 streams on Spotify, and that's pretty cool. So, go stream it now.
All right,
Please.
let's silent these guys a little bit. All right, I don't need to hear the fucking preview of what I'm saying. All right, so what's up, he says. I'm gonna be screaming again. I'm gonna wait and see if a few more people are gonna come in or not. Yeah, so it's gonna be another reaction stream today. So sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna see what's cracking on YouTube again. Last time we watched a video from a guy named what was he called? Redeemed Zoomer, some shit like that. We're gonna react to what he's saying again, because I remember he mentioned a couple of videos that he had made. Here, let me change the scene. Let me see if my camera's there. It is. There's my camera. All right, adjust it so I look better. No, yeah. So we're gonna be watching a guy, Redeemed Zoomer or Reformed Zoomer. I don't know, whatever the fuck his name is. He has some interesting takes regarding Christianity as a whole, or just like leftism in general. So, can you request videos? I mean, you can. I was just gonna go through this guy's YouTube catalog again and see what he has to say about other stuff, because I know he cited a couple of videos he made before about like some other stuff, and so I kind of want to see how he builds off of his insanity. But like, I don't know, if you could find a better video that's funnier, then I can react to it. God, I look fat from this angle. Let's see if we can get in a little bit of my nah, you can't. Wait, maybe. Nah, you're just gonna end up seeing too much of me. Shit. Everyone hate you. Want to see some yif? Nah, no, please. You're gonna scare off my other chatters, Luis. By the way, I could see both YouTube and Twitch chat at the same time. So, if you don't see a chat message in yours, it's probably because somebody said something on another platform. Peter Gritty? Yeah, actually. I wonder if I can find something. You have an idea? What is it he says? Trying to do something right now. Let's see if this works. Kind of hoping it does. It does. All right. It's not a PNG though. That sucks. Here. That took too long to make. Ah, that sucks. There's no PNGs of it. That's cringe. What? What do you have, he says? I can stop it. Oh, that's cool. I can stop it and then restart it. Put a picture of Goku and Mario. Basically all my favorite characters. And fish stick. It's too much stuff, man. It's too much shit to put on the screen. Do you have any ideas? He says. He said that you had a video suggestion. Do you have anything? Let's see. Let's add. Excuse me. All right, there he is. You put a picture. Why would I put a picture of Julian on the internet? That's a really shitty idea. That's like I'm not gonna like dox what Julian looks like. You didn't? You don't? So you don't have a video suggestion? All right. In which case, we're gonna react to this guy's. Oh wait, hold on. He's got an idea. Why does he keep trying to save stuff as WebP files? Save that as a JPEG. Why would I want a web file? Jump scare. Alright, there's Mario. Let's put him up here. Yeah, don't. It'd be funny, but don't. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna show him. Alright. Here's what we're gonna do instead. If you don't suggest a video, there's a video that this guy Redeem Zoomer made. Oh, this is funny. Yeah, let's switch to speedruns. Ah shit, my camera's not working. Hold on. Fuck. It's hold on. There was a way to fix this. Deactivate when not showing. There was a way to fix it. Hold on, guys. Let's see. There's Peter. Cooking Mama speedrun. What? Hold on. I'm trying to get my camera to fix. Let's see. I'm gonna end up going through all the goddamn screens. Nah. Oh, there we go. It's working. You sent a vid on Discord? Shit, hold on. Because if I don't want to open Discord and then... Here, let's do audio recording so that way it's blacked out just in case something pops up. Why that Goku? I don't know. You said Goku dancing, so I fucking... Or you said put an image of Goku, so I put whatever I thought would be funny. Alright. Let's see. What did you put? You didn't send anything. I'm not seeing anything on Discord. Oh shoot, I should probably put the link to this stuff too. In the Discord chat. Self-promo. Oh, I'll just do the Twitch link because I don't think anybody wants to watch a YouTube stream on the Discord. Don't. No, someone dropped a slur in the chat. I'm not gonna have that kind of community, man. You can't just do that. You can't just say the N-word. It's very profane, just letting you know. That's fine. Like extremely, like how profane? Like if it's saying slurs, and I don't really want to like no slurs. That's my only thing. Or like if it's just kind of like gross, like I don't know. Basically, what do you mean by profane? Also, where is it? Like, I'm not getting any notifications. Because I low-key kind of want to watch this video. This video looks like it'd be funny. You did? No, you didn't. Hold on. Please don't play the record. All right. Now I got both screams playing. Oh, is this showing my downloads? The file's too big. Ah, okay. You just watch the other guys' vids. Alright, so same thing as before. You guys are gonna see a little bit of my political opinions on here. So yeah, I'm just saying be prepared for that. It shouldn't be too bad though. This guy's like so fucking insane that he makes like other people on the right like cringe.
It's a powerful beast.
I want to see an ad, bro.
And if you listen, you can hear it. Every now and then, you get a glimpse glimpse of it.
Grandpa telling his stories again.
The 2023 Toyota Tundra. Toyota, let's go places.
The apocalypse is coming.
Oh my god! I don't care. I'm not gonna watch that movie. Dismiss. No, I don't want to get free YouTube TV. Alright, let's see what this guy has to say.
Used to be a leftist, and I can tell you that leftism is not just a set of political beliefs, it's a religion.
That was funny. It immediately goes into the fucking corny ass intro.
Hey guys, welcome back to Kingdom Craft, where I build this big church in Minecraft.
You saw a video of a college professor making his class watch clips of Hassan on TikTok with Minecraft parkour on it. Oh, dude, that sucks. How old was the professor? Was the professor like 22? Like, was he like 22 and had like a crippling Reddit addiction or something? God, what the fuck? What are you gonna learn from Hassan? He's just gonna be like some guy. He's gonna be like, bro. He's like gonna be eating shit, right? Like whatever the fuck he eats. He's gonna be like the. You're gonna hear the bowl clanking or whatever, and he'll be like, bro, you can't say that, bro. Come on. And then like he'll like unpause the video. He'll do this shit. He'll be like,
about Christianity. And today I'm going to be talking about a different religion, mostly other than Christianity. It's one of the fastest growing religions in our world, especially.
I swear to God, man, fuck Hassan, fuck Hassan. Like I would actually rather watch this shit than Hassan. God. All right, what did this guy say actually?
Craft while I talk about Christianity, and today I'm going to be talking about a different religion, mostly other than Christianity. It's one of the fastest growing religions in our world, especially in the West and stuff, and as I mentioned already, it's leftism. So,
leftism? Alright, let's see, what does he have to say?
While I do that, I'm going to build another smaller circular stained glass window. I have a big one on this side, and I'm just realizing I missed a few blocks of glass there.
He said that the risk that business owners take is to become a worker like everyone else. Hassan said that? That's kind of an incomplete take. Like, what's the context behind that? The risk that business owners take is to become a worker like everyone else. Fuck it. Like, did he actually like say that? Or like, is that paraphrasing?
And on this side, I'm going to make a smaller one. And yeah, while I do that, I'm going to talk about leftism. So, the reason that it's important to recognize leftism as a religion, first of all, is to show that you can't be Christian and leftist.
Yeah, you can. Wait. No, he's going to qualify. Okay, so this is my guess. What he's going to do right now is he's gonna qualify leftism as like radical shit that he doesn't believe, but he's gonna like do the thing that What If Altis does, where he carves out niche ideologies within leftism, and he's gonna like set those aside, and he's gonna be like, no, you can be pro science and not a leftist. That's not what leftism is. Like he's basically gonna make up what leftism is in his head and then get mad at it. That's already what I'm thinking. The route that this is gonna go down.
You can't. Well, I guess I should qualify saying you can't be truly Christian and truly leftist.
See, I just said it. He's gonna start qualifying shit. He's gonna make hyper specific definitions of like garbage, and he's gonna like. Yeah, he's basically just gonna like carve out a niche form of like people to get mad at because those are the easiest to bully. Like that's what it's gonna be. Because he doesn't actually have like real criticisms. He's just like a fucking demagogue, and that's it. Like
you're gonna have to sacrifice one. So I do know some Christians who are true Christians and will take aspects of leftism.
Yep, there it is.
Who are truly liberal, and that's okay because liberalism is not the same thing as leftism.
Okay, at least he makes that distinction, but fucking dude, I'm telling you, oh my god, I could read this guy like a book.
they agree on some things, and liberalism leads to leftism, but they're not the same.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. It doesn't at all. Oh my god, ad block. Probably. Fuck. No, it doesn't. Liberalism doesn't lead to leftism. Depends on what kind of liberalism you're saying, because there's also like social liberalism, just like progressivism. It's probably what this guy's mad about. It's like the fucking people on Twitter who like get mad when you say something that could be considered racist, but like social liberalism would be like the people who like, I don't know, like feminists online, like SKWs, like people that this guy wouldn't like. That's what it is. That's what's going on in his head. Economic liberals, economic liberalism is like nowhere near leftism at all. It's like center right ideology. It's literally just being pro-capitalist. That's what it is. It doesn't lead into leftism, just like how like I don't know, like it doesn't lead into leftism like the way that he's trying to make it seem like. And social progressivism isn't really like liberalism. He's just like making up buzzwords in his head. Like I don't know what's up with this guy.
And I'm not talking about politics, because
okay, there we go.
I know that leftism, strictly speaking, is a political term, so if any of you are like political theory nerds, please forgive me. I'm not speaking strictly in those terms. I'm speaking in more like cultural terms. Like
so that basically just gives him the freedom to make up whatever the fuck he wants. That's all he's doing, is he's basically being like, no, like your definitions in your head, those aren't it's not those definitions. These are different definitions. These are cultural definitions. So that means it gives him the fucking freedom to like identify anything as whatever. That's all he's doing. He's basically setting the groundwork to just make up bullshit, and then that's what it's gonna be.
Leftism or progressivism or social justice, whatever you want to call it, is a cultural movement, and people within that movement have a variety of actual political beliefs. Like some leftists in America are pretty much capitalists who are just woke in terms of their social beliefs, and some are actually communists and part of Antifa. So
what he said is kind of accurate. Yeah, that's true. Not all leftists have like the same idea, because I said this in the last stream, but leftism is a coalition of ideas. You have socialists, you have anarchists, you have communists, you have just normal like SKWs, and like you have what else could there be? I guess neoliberals, technically, like in terms of the American political system, yeah, like I would say that neoliberals are kind of part of like general leftism, but only in terms of like that they're like complacent, like a neoliberal like Joe Biden or whatever, like won't really like do anything to be anti-leftism. So I guess they're like an ally technically, but like it's such a complex issue. I mean, like normal liberals too, like Obama era liberals are like leftist socially, just because they believe in equality. So, and it's also interesting that he's kind of point that out. I wonder what his stance on equality is, because if you watch last stream, my definition of leftism is to break down hierarchies and to promote equality. So like it's kind of funny that, you know, most conservatives and people on the right also will are going for the ideology that, you know, actively opposes equality. So
yeah, I'm not really talking about politics here. I'm talking about the social movement of leftism, which in many ways is its own religion, because religion and culture are inseparable. Cultures are always defined by what their main religion is, and
no, that's not true at all. That's not true. What? No, that cultural, like, what is he saying? Like, I'm trying to find a way to like counteract the proper way of talking, I guess, manner of speech in which that would contradict what he's saying. Like culture isn't completely contingent on religion. I mean, most Western culture isn't religious. Like, what would he say? Like, because Western civilization was built from the Roman Empire, right? The Roman Empire wasn't like strictly religious based. Like, I don't know, like it's just he's just kind of like doing that thing that a lot of right-wing historians like to do, where they're like, well, religion usually arises in culture groups, so that means that both of them are jointly aligned, and that's why he's like unable to process how modern like leftism and Western culture isn't entirely like hinged upon religion, because he can't view a reality in which religion isn't like the dominant factor. So now in his head he's been like, well, since religion has to exist in every culture, that means that now we live in a society where the culture isn't contingent upon religion. That means that they're all leftists, and leftism is the religion. Like it's just nonsense. It's something that I can't really respond to, just because, like, I mean, if you're just so insane, what am I supposed to say? Like, no, that's not true.
The main goal of progressive leftism as a cultural movement is to sort of tear apart traditional Christian culture and replace it with progressive culture.
No, that's not true at all. No, a lot of progressive forces are Christian. What is he talking? Fucking, that's what I am. Like, it's not. He's just making shit up in his head. He's strawmanning the fuck out of history. Like I mean, in the last video, he literally acknowledges that Christianity was like the beginning of like leftism and the scientific revolution, which I would say is it wasn't primarily leftist, but I mean it was pretty closely aligned with that movement, the liberal movement. Like it's just kind of like weird that he's carving out all these like niche little things just to, you know, he's getting mad at a hyper specific group of people that don't really exist. Like
that's always been their goal, and that's why they do have some sort of agenda. Now when I say agenda, I don't mean there's some cabal of global elites. I mean, there could be for all I know, but
that's what you switched to YouTube because Twitch was lagging because your internet and it only allows one video quality option. Oh, okay, that's fair. But this guy, he like, for real, let's see what he just said. He basically was like, no, I don't believe in a global conspiracy. There could be one, but I don't believe in it. Basically, he's kind of like get out ahead of like people saying that he's anti-Semitic, because usually when they talk about the leftist agenda or globalism, it's usually just like the Jews. That's usually what it turns into.
That's always been their goal, and that's why they do have some sort of agenda. Now when I say agenda, I don't mean there's some cabal of global elites. I mean, there could be for all I know, but that's not what I'm saying. The agenda is just that the pioneers of leftist ideology see the goal as deconstructing Christian societal values.
Why does he keep thinking that? Also, first of all, no, Christian societal values is not accurate. If we lived life through Christian societal values, that'd be like a lot of things that like Western culture, even when it was like pious, I guess, in his head, because this guy's a fucking EU4 player who looks back fondly on the days of the Renaissance and the medieval era where the religion and state and culture were like closely aligned. They didn't even live to like Christian values. Like, that's such a fucking dog whistle too. Usually when Republicans or just conservatives in general talk about Christian values, it's just made up shit that like it's never aligning themselves to like the core tenets of Christianity. It's just prejudice. It's prejudice and traditionalism. And like it this guy doesn't fucking like, he doesn't know what actual Christian values are. He doesn't list them off here. He's basically doing that shit that conservatives do, where like, our culture's under attack by leftists, like the fucking weird ass like fascist return to some golden era type narrative. Like, God, fucking, this guy's insane, dude.
like a lot of people who are leftist, a lot of the general public don't really know the philosophy that goes into a lot of these views. So the pioneers of, like, for example, modern gender theory are this guy John Money and this lady Judith Butler. Those are probably the biggest names, even though there are some other names. And they're all influenced by postmodern philosophy, which sees truth as all subjective, and they see any claims to object.
Oh my god! Dude, this guy's a What If Altist fan. This guy fucking says exactly what If Altist says, like, verbatim. Like, God.
Truth as kind of bad, and they see objectivity as like an evil, you know.
No, we don't. What? Dude, all this stuff is based off of, oh my god, it's based off science. In fact, like, so leftism is like inherently pro science. Why is he like trying to imply that like they're not, like,
Christian thing, which is ironic because atheists always like to talk about how they have the they're just trying to pursue
I kind
objective.
of sound like Hassan. Well, yeah, because Hassan likes to steal a lot of leftist ideas. Like, Hassan, what he likes to do is he likes to parade himself around. In terms of mannerism, yeah, that's probably fair. It's because, like, what I have a problem with Hassan is the fact that the stuff that he says is, like, dead wrong. Like, he'll just be wrong, and then he'll actively attack his own chat for having different ideas. And he'll do it in, like, such a, like, a condescending, like, bro, you can't, like you know the way that he talks. So, like, I don't know, I guess from the fucking people I've watched, like, that's kind of like the mannerisms I picked up, I suppose. But, like, this dude's like, just fucking, like, saying shit out of his ass. Like, what am I supposed to say? Like, that would be you? No, but, like, this guy's saying shit, like, just out of his asshole. Like, he's literally just like, what am I supposed to say other than, like, oh, this guy is fucking out of his mind? Because, like, he's not even giving real points or, like, real takes. He's just kind of, like, saying shit that he doesn't like, which, like, is fair when you're you know, saying it in, like, private to other people. Because, like, I mean, who wants to, like, have a one-on-one conversation with someone and then just, like, you start pulling up facts and data and, like, evidence from tweets or whatever the fuck? Like, that's fine in, like, private conversations, but, like, this guy's actively going on YouTube with this fucking 5K subscriber count with people watching his videos, and, like, he's just rambling. He's rambling on and just, like, talking about shit that actually isn't, like proven, or, like, he's not really, like, saying any takes other than getting mad at leftists for being pro-science but also not being pro-science. Like, what kind of argument are you supposed to have other than just, like, dude, what the fuck are you saying? Like,
of truth. But these days, most atheists are postmodernists, and postmodernists hate objective truth.
It's like true at all. You can often tell someone's goals in life by what they build in Minecraft. This guy's building a mega church in Minecraft. So, I mean, what do you have to say about that one, he says? What do you think his goals are, other than, like, fucking burning people he views as religious heretics? Like, what other goals does he have than fucking murdering the people that don't agree with him religiously? So what the fuck is this? Be a Paulist? Dude, I swear to God, this YouTube, this fucking my YouTube history on this shit, like, probably thinks I'm, like, some evangelical, like lunatic, just only watching this one dude. It's accurate? Yeah, no, it is. I mean, fucking obviously he's building a goddamn church in Minecraft. You know who this guy was in high school. You know that this guy was, like, the suit and tie wearing motherfucker who, like, would go, like, could we, World War II history fans are always in service with war roleplay. Oh, no, that's exactly accurate. That's accurate. Yeah, no, to a T. That's what this guy is. This guy's the guy who, like, watched fucking Armchair Historian and, like, EU4 documentaries, and he was like, this is gonna be my entire worldview. And like, which is fair, because like I do the same thing. The problem is that this guy like outright comes like he comes out like as a fucking weirdo whose like entire personality is his political views, or not even his political views, his religious views. And then he like kind of just acts like a creep online, like just like God. I kind of hope this guy has a Twitter. I kind of want to see if he has a Twitter. Let's see, Instagram. Oh, he does. Yo. I don't think anyone from a poor country has ever used the word microaggression. Oh. Dude, I don't hate atheists for being atheists. If it weren't for God's grace, I'd be one too. Okay. Okay, that's normal coming from this guy. This guy is just like fucking weird. Like, being pro-choice is a Christological heresy. Oh God, shut up. Saying that human life doesn't start at conception implies that Jesus wasn't a truly human and truly divine person from the moment of his conception, which is heresy. What are you saying? Oh God. This guy's mad. Oh man. For Protestants, only the Bible is infallible. But the church fathers are probably the best expository preachers, especially given that some of them knew the authors of the New Testament personally. Oh, what is this guy? What is he saying? Like, bro, he doesn't get any likes. I feel like it's a lot to go through his timeline. Yeah, I guess that's fair. It's because I kind of wanted to see how he interacted with other people giving takes. But, like, it seems like he doesn't. Like, I was kind of hoping he would, like, respond to a tweet with, like, points or something. But, like, this is just kind of him saying shit. Like, this is him talking. Like what are his replies? Like, he doesn't reply to anything. Oh, I disagree. Christianity is not meant to be done solo. All throughout Scripture, God appoints human authorities to preach the word of God. I guess he, like, got into, like, a fight with someone. I don't know. I'm not gonna like read through his fucking. Like, someone says I'm a Christian, but the following statement will often indicate that they are not. Like what? I'm a Christian, but I'm a socialist. Like, is that what he's thinking in his head? Like, God, this guy's just boring. It's like, what it was like being like, oh look, oh, this is what I said. This is what I said he would do. This is what I said he would do. That fucking God,
Sonic under $2 craves.
Sonic.
Let's see if I said he was accurate with like the way he was treated in high school.
A Baptist, once saved, always saved. I think you can't fall away from the faith because I think you can.
It's just like a intro.
Hey guys, welcome back to Kingdom Craft. So right now
I had said this for context. I had said in the previous stream that that this guy was like a shithead Christian who wasn't fun to be around and like had to live his life through what he views as Christian values. So like nobody wanted to talk to him. And then like anytime there was like a normal conversation about like whether like gay people should exist, he came in, he was like, actually, it is antithetical to the Bible because, like, you know that's who he was. He was like the guy that nobody wanted to talk to, and so now he's mad. Like,
stuck in a cave because I lost all my stuff because I was an idiot and like dug straight down, and I picked up some food along the way. But aside from that, I have barely any resources.
all right.
So I'm just going to.
Now this is a plot line that I'm invested in. This is like. Man, this is tense.
Try and see if I can recover my stuff. I know it's probably been way too long since I died and dropped my stuff, so it's probably all disappeared. So, what's the video going to be about today? Well, I think being stuck in a night...
can you get the video, the Hassan video? Because, I kind of want to watch something that isn't this guy.
Nightmarish cave is a good metaphor for being a Christian in a public high school these days, which is something that I had to go through.
All right, keep in mind, it's on Discord. All right, keep in mind that I grew up in a Latino community where most of the people were Catholic or Christian. Never had problems like this, never. So like he's already up his own ass. Oh, you sent the TikTok? Let's see. Is it gonna open on here?
Greatest risk that a business owner has is losing their money and becoming a worker.
What? Imagine you're in a horse race and one guy bets $1 on the first horse, and another guy comes along and bets $1,000 on the first horse. If he loses, they both go down to zero. That's equal, so they have the same risk. That's stupid. No, if he wins, the guy who bet $1,000 gets more out of it because he bet more money into it.
All right, so this is a defense of capitalism. So I don't know who this guy
and
is.
Becoming a worker.
Who's the guy that stitches? I don't understand these people. Hashtag capitalism. This guy seems like he's a capitalist shithead. Yeah, is he one of those like socialism like? What is he? Everything's racist. Who is this guy? Let's do this one.
Talking about how some people are not going to work as much under socialism, but some people still would.
I don't think you understand what I was saying. The people I said would work more are the people who want money. I mentioned two groups there. Billionaires and people who work more than 80 hours. According to Google, people who work more than 80 hours are...
Wait, no, the tag, the original vid? You just want me to watch the original video? I was going to say, because that guy's kind of just cringe. Like, that guy seems like one of those libertarian where it's like, you get in the same amount that you get out. And it's not true. I don't care about the white guy. I forgot it was a stick. All right. Yeah, that's fair.
But they take risk. Yeah, dude, you take risk too, dummy. Everyone takes risks. When you go and work for a place, you are taking risk. Two sides to that conversation. The greatest risk that a business owner has is losing their money and becoming a worker like you. Never forget that. Because when you lose your business or when you lose all the money, you don't go to prison. They don't kill you. You just become a worker. That's the biggest fear that a capital owner has, is being relegated to the working class, going back to becoming a worker. That is the biggest risk that they're taking. So you as a worker literally look at that situation and go, oh, my lord, but they're taking risks, my lord. He deserves the profits of my labor. I myself am not taking a risk. Well, no, you are. Because when that business goes under, you lose your job too. Your starting position as a worker at that business is already literally the end point that those capital owners, your bosses, are afraid of becoming. That is their biggest fear. So
I wanted to start another TikTok. This is actually an okay take. It's like a normal Hassan, like, doesn't... Hassan's fucking like doesn't have any nuance take, but like it's relatively normal. Actually, hold on.
Never forget that.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure that the
they
audio
take
capture
risks.
was working on here. Yeah, so you spelt that wrong. Does bankruptcy not exist? So that's what I was about to say, is that it has like no nuance. Like he's basically saying like, oh, well, if you're a business owner and you lose your job, then all you do is you just become a worker. Like he doesn't, but that was the video the professor put. Yeah. So also, what was the context to that? Like, where did you get that professor part to that? Because this is just like a Minecraft fucking video. A lot of workers can take the risk to start the business, but someone with a rich family or inheritance can, since there isn't as much risk. So that's a good, all right take. So I think Hassan, when he was making this take, he was kind of ignoring like your mom and pop, like business owner, small business owner shit, where like for them, if they lose their business, they fucking lose their job and their only source of income. That's the problem with like socialists like this, like Hassan fans, which are like socialist. They don't really give a shit what like socialism actually does, like in the transition. They just kind of go like, well, if you're a capital owner, you're a fucking Nazi, you're a loser. And like Hassan is just such a douchebag that he like has this overall personality of like who fucking cares, man? Who cares? What are you gonna like he doesn't have any nuance ever with his takes. So like with here, like what business owners? Because like, are you talking about like a multi-billion-dollar CEO like Mark Zuckerberg or something? Or are you talking about like fucking some random like small mom and pop deli shop owner like on like the side of the street? Like, because those are very different risk margins. Like, it's one thing to be like a fucking multi-billionaire stockholder who like can just get a bailout from the government And it's another thing to be like a guy who like has 2 employees and then their business shuts down and now they have to file for bankruptcy and then they become homeless. Like, he's kind of not acknowledging the fact that the fact that like there's a lot of people who lose the most in like capitalist society are like minimum wage people, or not minimum wage, middle class, working people. Like what? It's just irritating. Basically, he's wrong. He's right on like half of it, but like that he's only acknowledging the existence of capital owners and the sense of like people who have like millions of dollars to their name or can afford business losses. So then when he's saying like the people who are like, me lord, they deserve the my profit. Like, did you see a lot of young boys who got wealthy of crypto started disappearing or being killed? Is that true? Do you have like an article or like a video or something of that? Because I can't verify if that's true. I don't know if that's true or not, so I can't comment. But yeah, like Hassan, like as usual, he doesn't have nuance. Like, he's not right, but he's also not wrong. Like there are capital owners who exploit their workers and make too much money for what they're putting into the system, but there's a lot of other ones that have to worry about stuff like expenses and have really thin margins and have to like basically protect their own employees because their business is like failing or is close to failing. So it's just heartless. And Hassan does this all the fucking time. He's just some douchebag dickhead who like will say shit that's like heartless or cruel and literally turns people off of socialism just because he's like a douchebag. He's literally just a liar and like a grifter. Like the same thing when the argument for stuff like can you engage in like general commodity distribution or just like commodities, can you engage in the consumption of commodities as a socialist? Or and the argument against it is like, well, because if you like buy a video game or like or buy a house or something like that, you're actively engaging in capitalism, even though it's antithetical to your views. But see, it's inevitable in the society that the usual take against or counterpoint against that it's hypocritical for a socialist to interact with capitalism in any way is like, also it's inevitable. It's inevitable that like the clothes on your back or the house that you live in or the computer that I'm screaming on right now is like made by some like Chinese child labor fucking sweatshop, and they get paid like cents, you know, that's just like with their little fingers like putting together the microchip or whatever. Like it's inevitable that's something I'm gonna buy. It comes from there. It's almost impossible in the modern globalized capitalist society we live in to interact with capitalism, but like it's also fucking hypocritical when you're like a pundit whose like entire thing is being pro-socialism and anti-capitalist consumerism, and then you go and buy a fucking $3 million mansion when you like didn't need to. Like, that's excess. You're literally at that point you're living in excess. You're turn on subtitles. This is a TikTok. You can't turn on subtitles. I don't think so. I mean, I guess you could turn on. Yeah, here's a transcript, but it's not a. Luis. No, the captions don't work. Yeah, it's like a lot of teenagers who got ripped off crypto just disappearing or being found dead. You can't hear me? Yes, you can. How can you not hear me? Yeah. So he says, is there anything like on Instagram or anything like that you could link that I could look over? Because I don't know, that just seems like something like some guy on Facebook made up. But anyways, yeah, like Hassan will excuse me. Hassan will just like act like a fucking idiot and just like a what titles, Luis? There's no like captions or anything. Like, what do you want me to do? There's no captions. There's no caption. Yeah, look, I'm like looking at my screen. It's like it sounds fine. What are you on about? Advanced low latency mini player video stats. There's no what I can't. Anyways, your chat settings, chat highlights, come on icons. Yeah, no, there's no like. All right. Anyways, what was I saying about Hassan? Oh yeah, he's just like he turns people off from socialism. It doesn't help that the fact that like his fucking fans are like mouth breather, like just whatever shitheads. Sometimes chat will call him out, but by and large they'll just kind of sit there and like watch him say shit and just be like, okay, what does Hassan have to say about this? Like, I don't like fucking. Don't listen to Hassan, dude. God, like if you're gonna watch like a debate bro bread tube streamer, watch fucking Vosh or some shit. At the very least, he has something to say, and not just like Hassan fucking reading whatever he's found on Reddit and saying it like a goddamn asshole. W take, shut the fuck up, dude. Wrong. Their biggest fear is losing all the money, time, and hard work put into starting and running their business. See, that's true. And like, I'm a market socialist, so I believe in some generalized like commodity production and like just for the existence of a market. So like, but like the thing is like you can't just be callous. You can't just like actively ignore that there are people who do put like everything into their business and put like their heart and soul into starting some shitty startup, whatever, like, and trying to build some sort of career for them and their families, like in the mix of all the fucking business tycoons and people who exploit their workers. You should react to Ben Shapiro. It should be funny. Actually, I should react to Ben Shapiro. Let's see what Ben Shapiro has to say about I don't know, the results of ideal left-wing parenting. That's too long. It's like a 45. But like
Write
a movie
me a rap
review.
song about
I was gonna think about reviewing his Batman video, but like, yeah, let's see. Yeah, more Biden classified. Oh, that's funny. I don't know if you guys saw this shit, but there's actual right-wing infighting. There's Ben Shapiro versus Steven Crowder. Yeah, you don't understand all that economic shit? That's fair. But the Ben Shapiro versus Steven Crowder thing was funny. Basically, Ben Shapiro's big YouTube company offered Steven Crowder a contract to like make videos for them. And Steven Crowder made a call out post on his YouTube where he was basically saying that they were going to turn him into a slave worker because they had a very punitive contract. And you look on the contract and the provisions were like, don't be racist. That's what it was. It was, don't say the N-word. And he was like, you see, big conservative is trying to silence the independent right-wing voice. And now all these political pundits are in the hands of big business. That shit was so funny because it was literally like Steven Crowder was like, it's not about the money. It's about the racism. It's about if I am not allowed to say the N-word on YouTube and make really weird menstrual blackface videos on my channel, then I might as well be dead. Ben Shapiro blows up the Glass Onion movie review. That would be kind of funny. It's because so many people have debunked his like fucking Glass Onion shit. Ben Shapiro woke TikTok reactions. Ben Shapiro reviews. Let's see. House of Dragons. I don't know what that is. The Batman, Dune, Spider-Man: No Way Home. I'm trying to find something where like I would enjoy it because like Far From Home or No Way Home. I'm not gonna like give a shit. Like it's like you don't like it.
Alrighty, so today we are going to get into
He's reviewing Godzilla vs. Kong.
Every detail of the film Godzilla vs. Kong, a
says.
Masterpiece of American cinema. I'm being a little bit
That's
sarcastic, but it is something we're about.
It's because he reviews like movies that get made over like $200 million. That's really it.
To do. This video is sponsored by our friends over at Ring, and thank you. Continuing to sponsor videos like this one.
Let me lower the volume for this.
Let's start off with a little bit of origin story for both
All right.
Godzilla and Kong. We actually have to start with Kong because Kong's a lot earlier. Kong starts in 1933. The original King Kong is actually a fabulous movie. It's considered a Hollywood.
Of course he likes it. He's pretentious.
It's extremely tight. The special effects for the time were revolutionary. And the entire theme of the original Kong is that human beings attempting to control nature has unintended consequences.
You see the irony in that though, because like he's a right wing. No. He's a right wing libertarian. That's what it is.
And
He's kind of be like, see.
you move forward in time, you get the 1970s Kong. That's the one with Jeff Bridges and Jessica Lange.
It's
Then you
fine.
move forward in time from there, and you get the 2005 Kong, and that one, of course, is the Peter Jackson film. Buried in a 3-hour film is a 2-hour really good film. But there's like an extra hour of just
I don't
Peter
know.
Jackson falling in love with CGI.
I don't remember that movie.
Then fast forward from there, and you get Kong Skull Island, which came out in 2000.
It was okay.
So that brings you up to date on the Kong universe. One thing that you will notice in the Kong universe is that Kong is completely different sizes depending on the movie. Sometimes Kong is like 35 feet tall, and sometimes, as in this film, he is literally 400 feet tall. So he has a very steep growth curve, does Kong. Okay, then there's...
They established that in the first movie. I don't know why he has a problem with that.
It's supposed to be a commentary about the horrific aftermath of nuclear power and how this creates unintended consequences in nature. So it's sort of similar in thematics to Kong, which is why you see them sort of cross paths. And then you have a whole series of movies based on Godzilla, where he turns from a threat to humanity into a protector of humanity in the original films. Then the sort of modern iterations of Godzilla, you get to Roland Emmerich does a Godzilla film after Independence Day. Not a huge fan. That's a lot of fish. Then you get the Gareth Edwards Godzilla film, which is 2014. I actually like that film a lot. Then you get Godzilla King of the Monsters.
He's not gonna like it.
Garbage.
Yeah. He fucking hates that movie. He hates it because it's good. Dude, that movie was based though. Like it looked awesome. I remember watching that in theaters. That movie like had really cool visuals. The plot was kind of predictable, but I don't know. I liked the action. I liked the way that it looked and the music. It was a good movie. I think it is. There's probably it's not as good as Godzilla vs Kong or the other 2014 Godzilla, but you hate both. Of course, you hate both because you don't like Joy or anything. But I like that movie. That movie was fine. Ben Shapiro, you know the reason why he doesn't like it is because like he doesn't like it when movies are fun.
Versus Kong. Now, a lot of people have been waiting a long time for this monster battle, and the reviews on this thing are generally positive. There are a lot of people who love it because they love the monsters.
He's not gonna like it.
Battles and all of that. I did not like this film.
There you go. He doesn't like it, so that's gonna be fun.
In fact, there are many things about this film I really, really dislike.
Oh, he's not gonna like that there's Asian people in it.
Let me begin with a basic commentary here, and that is the villain is the good guy. So the entire film...
Is it the villain like the fucking multinational corporation? Of course, Ben company should rule the world. Shapiro like thinks that fucking Apex is the goddamn hero of the movie.
It's rooted in the idea that this corporation, it's always a corporation, multinational, Mecha Godzilla. And they've done so using the skull of King Ghidorah, which is a character from the Godzilla universe, sort of an enemy of Godzilla. The idea behind Mecha Godzilla is really good. Okay, the idea is, why would we leave the future of humanity to the tender mercies of a giant lizard that spits nuclear fire?
This is the plot of X-Men, fucking The Last Stand, by the way, so.
Seems like a better idea would be to have some sort of alternative. So Mechagodzilla was supposed to be that human-controlled alternative to both Godzilla as well as Kong. Which, again, as a fan of humankind, I kind of like this idea. There are a couple of
He's a fan of rich white humankind.
thoughts that frankly don't work for me at all. One is Eleven from Stranger Things, who apparently is super pissed because she listens to this.
And BVS? Yeah, that's true. No, every single X-Men movie, Batman versus Superman, like any like God adjacent movie has that plot line. Like
Podcast from this conspiratorial employee of Apex, who of course happens to be right. He ushers Eleven from Stranger Things and her friend.
I agree with them on this.
Into the bowels of the Apex headquarters, because at the very beginning of the film, Godzilla attacks the Apex headquarters because Godzilla has telepathic powers or something and can sense the presence.
They explain it in the movie. How are you confused by that, Ben Shapiro? They literally establish it in the other movies that he can like detect the fucking radio waves from King Ghidorah's head. That's like the entire plot of the goddamn movie.
Of any other apex predator on the planet.
I kind of agree with this because like Godzilla 2819 is kind of like making fun of the token white girl who has faith in the monsters because King Ghidorah is the fucking devil. Yeah, no, that's true. This one is kind of, like the human characters are kind of corny. Like Eleven, like why the fuck is she in this movie? Like she did nothing the entire time. She was just kind of like there, like for the villain to like monologue at her, and then like that was kind of it. I agree with them, but like it's just like it's a whatever criticism. Like it doesn't really affect the movie because she's like in it for like 10 minutes.
He sends his Mechagodzilla, and he decides that he's going to go basically destroy an entire American city. And this seems like a pretty good reason why you might want like Mechagodzilla, right? Because Godzilla occasionally just destroys major cities. So 11
Seems like he likes this movie. Why doesn't he like it?
super pissed by this. The very concept that somebody could create a rival to Godzilla makes her unreasonably angry.
Oh no, he's gonna say he's a liberal. He's gonna say it. He's gonna be like, she gets unreasonably triggered. That's what he's gonna say.
Which is a really weird take, a very weird take by 11 from Stranger Things. Like you have a lot of faith in a giant lizard with a lizard brain who is giant. Oddly enough, this sort of crosses streams with Batman versus Superman. The entire
It's what you said. He says.
Batman versus Superman is how would humanity react if there actually were a god with the power to?
It's the plot of like every fucking like 2010s comic book movie. Let's be fair. Like every single goddamn movie had that plot for a long time where they were like basically comparing the main character or whatever to like a god, and they were like, humans should have the power for them because like what happens if Superman or the X-Men or Spider-Man snaps? Like that's literally the plot of every goddamn comic book movie.
Basically destroy everything. Should there be checks and balances? Okay, well, my view.
That it's literally the plot of Iron Man 2. Like melodramatic reboots. Yeah, exactly.
Should be checks and balances. So, on the other side of the Earth, Apex decides, you know what, in order to power up Mechagodzilla so he can fight Godzilla, we need to find a source of energy that is only found in Hollow Earth. So Hollow Earth is a theory in the King Kong universe that there is a place within Earth, sort of like Middle Earth, but like in the middle of Earth.
I've seen the movie. Why are you describing it? I thought Godzilla was gonna fuck up America. Nah, it really didn't. I don't think people really care. I think it sucks because I like Godzilla versus Kong. I think kind of a lot of the reason why it was successful was because there was like no movies at all in 2020 except for like Wonder Woman, and who the fuck watched that shit? So like when Godzilla versus Kong came out in like 2021, people like just kind of went to go see it because they wanted to get out of the house. I think that's like half the reason why it was successful.
Massive energy.
Or do you mean Godzilla was gonna fuck up America like in the movie? Because if so, that I'm fucking stupid. I'm sorry.
It's very sciencey. This really bothered me. Like I know there are a lot of people.
He's not gonna like it because there is no scientific way that there could be a hollow Earth. Like that's what it's gonna be. Yeah, in the movie, I actually kind of did. I thought he was gonna do it, but to Japan. Like I thought they were gonna like fucking blow up like Japan or some shit. Like when Bryan Cranston was freaking out. I mean, that was kind of the whole plot line though, right? Was that they were gonna like nuke the U.S. and then they were gonna like they were gonna blow up the United States, and he was like, bro, don't like. They were like, don't do that, please. And then they didn't. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I think if they fucking blew up, like if they destroyed America, they probably couldn't have made another movie. You know what are good movies that do that though is the Godzilla anime movies on Netflix. They're kind of really cheesy and boring, but like I like the way that it depicts Earth, because it literally starts with Godzilla fucking up the entire United States and then like killing everybody. That shit was pretty cool. That was cool. And then like the humans, like there's like 300 human beings left, and they're like forced to go out in space, and it literally like time jumps like 3 billion years or some shit. And so like they return to Earth, and like they find like Godzilla and they fight him, and those are cool movies. I like those.
People who are like, suspend the disbelief. After all, it's a giant lizard fighting a 400-foot tall monkey. But
yeah, suspend your fucking disbelief. Why are you not doing that, Ben Shapiro?
at the same time, Like, I don't have to suspend my disbelief about everything, and you could have made that a little more realistic. Realism. So it turns out that not only is Kong
Why? Why do you have a problem? It's because Ben Shapiro's like inherently incapable of like engaging with stuff, like in either in good faith or just like in like on its own terms. Like he just can't. He can't ever. I mean, this is like every single movie review that he makes. It always devolves into like, but you're gonna, but it's not realistic. You think the intelligent Kong shit was too much? I don't know. I think it's kind of realistic. Like, do you remember the original King Kong versus Godzilla movie? Like, that movie was literally like King Kong was like an alcoholic dad. Like the super race of underground monkey. Oh yeah, no, that shit I didn't like. That shit was kind of stupid. But like, I think King Kong being smart is kind of like I think that's in line with how he's depicted in stuff.
a giant monkey. Kong is also like Albert Einstein when it comes to energy sources. He's unbelievable at this stuff. And they decide that they're
No, he's not.
remove him from this protected environment where Godzilla cannot sense him, and they're going to ship him off to Antarctica, which is the entry point to Hollow Earth. So he goes down there, he gets his giant axe. The reason that Kong needs the giant axe, obviously, is because if it were just Godzilla versus Kong, this battle is over like that. Godzilla has giant nuclear firepower coming from his mouth, and Kong is a giant monkey. So that is a battle that is over extremely quickly.
Yeah,
so instead
that's
they have
fair.
to create a magical axe that comes directly from the Marvel universe, so that the monkey can fight the giant lizard. I know we're doing a full video on this, guys. I know. Okay. Meanwhile, Godzilla senses the presence of Mechagodzilla in Hong Kong. Mechagodzilla ends up being possessed when he is charged up by the ghost of King Ghidorah, which no one really understands how that worked, but it was weird. And now Mechagodzilla is bad, and Godzilla and Mechagodzilla have a massive fight. Now, the special effects are really cool. I mean, there's a point where Mechagodzilla, who by the way is awesome, like he has his
Yeah, no, that's true. I agree with this. Why does he not like this movie? He like fucking likes this movie. Like he keeps talking about it. Like yeah, no, this is really cool. I like this part. Like the worst criticism he's had so far is that it's because like unrealistic. Which of fucking course Ben Shapiro thinks that.
detachable.
I like Mechagodzilla's CGI, but he also looks like a toy. Yeah, his design's stupid. Like it's over designed a little bit. Like look at this.
Really cool. I mean, there's a point where Mechagodzilla, who by the way is awesome,
Like, why does he look like that? Like, why does he have, like, that shit on his back? I feel like they could have... You know why? It's because he looks too skinny. And I was thinking that, too. I think Mechagodzilla looks like a little too much like a GoBot. Like, the movie was enjoyable, but if you think about its writing, it doesn't make sense to like it. Well, yeah, no, but that's because it's, like... The point of it isn't to watch, like, the fucking writing and enjoy the characters. Like, I'm there to watch fucking Godzilla kick the shit out of King Kong. And I got that out of the movie. Like, Ben Shapiro's incapable of, like, engaging on something. Like, hold on. I want to see Mechagodzilla, like, I don't know, design. Like, I feel like there was a lot of cooler ways that they could have taken it. Like, this looks kind of shitty. Like, why does he look like that? He looks like a Lego. You know? I mean, even from a fun aspect. What do you mean? Like, because it kind of was. Like, it was fun. Like this is too, like, I don't know. He just looks too much like a toy. I like his face. I like the way his face looks. But, like, shit, what was that? What's it doing? Like, this would have been cooler. Like this? Like, they should have made him look like this. I feel like this would have been like a way better design for him. Like this looks too like cylindrical and shit. Like, it just looks too like just over designed and like bulky but also really skinny. I don't really like this. I don't really like how that looks. This design. Now if they use this design, that would be kind of crazy.
He has his detachable detachable spikes that come out of his body and are missiles, and he has not only nuclear power in his mouth, but he also has nuclear power in his tail, and all this kind of stuff. And he does.
You know, they copied that shit from Shin Godzilla. They probably saw Shin Godzilla and they were like, we gotta fucking do this. Like, wasted time with ancient super intelligent monkeys, stupid scenes with 11. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. The writing. It has some pacing issues, but I think it goes by fast enough. Like, if you think about it, the super intelligent monkeys and like the 11 scenes, they're like 30 minutes long or like 20 minutes. Wait, what did you say? Look up Mechagodzilla from Tokyo SOS. Where's the duplicate tab? There it is.
AgriTrader makes investing in farm and timber properties accessible to you. Farmland investments have historically shown slow and steady growth, largely through long-term land appreciation.
Millennium? It looks like this is Millennium. Let's see. Yeah, 2003. This is Millennium era. But imagine it like modernized. Yeah, that would be kind of cool. I think the Millennium era is like the best era to pull shit from because it's so fucking insane. Like the way that it ends with like super duper Godzilla. Like Godzilla Final Wars. Doesn't he like fight like super duper mega ultra Godzilla or some shit? Like Anguirus even comes back. Kaiser Ghidorah, like look at this shit, bro. Like this shit's cool. Like, alright. Like Zilla. Villain. Oh no, this guy. Oh, I forgot that it was aliens. That like it was like alien bad guys or some shit. When I say writing, I also mean its ability to subvert your expectations, to surprise you, to make you feel the tension of power, you know. Yeah, no, that's fair. I just kind of liked like the movie, like in terms of like how enjoyable it was, like the fight scenes and stuff. I think we're never gonna see a legendary movie with like fucking like Millennium or like Showa, like late Showa era shit where it just like goes insane, balls to the walls, like just fucking like a high budget super really well made CGI fights between like Gigan and like fucking like Godzilla and Mothra like riding a fucking tank or some shit. Like you're never gonna see that shit ever, which sucks.
Man punch on Godzilla at one point, like jumps up and just clocks Godzilla in the face and knocks him into a building. They're knocking over entire cities, like full cities.
They might though. With the next Godzilla movie, so I want to see what the next Kong does. If the next Kong is pretty good and it's not like up its own ass, they might do it. GVK was their only chance to do the best they possibly could have. What? GVK was their only chance. Todd, the best they possibly could have. You mean to do the best they? No, I think they could. I think there's still a lot of stuff left to adapt. Like a lot of stuff left.
Nobody at any point is like, man, I kind of feel bad for the millions of people who live in Hong Kong.
Next movie is apparently another Godzilla and Kong. No, it's a Kong movie. Look, like next MonsterVerse movie. Oh, it is. I thought it was gonna be just a Kong movie. Okay. Godzilla. No, that's a fandom concept. What's Kong gonna fight? No idea. So no, I think you're right. It says Godzilla and Kong are teaming up in their next movie. Godzilla and Kong will return for another epic battle on the big screen. Warner Bros. Legendary Pictures announced. The movie will also explore the mysterious Titans came to be by diving into their ancient histories and uncovering the legendary battle that created them. This is bad. Mecha Kong. You know that's real, right? You know there actually is Mecha Kong. Like he's in like a Kong movie at one point. Also, this doesn't inspire much confidence. I think it's gonna be too pretentious. Then again, if you think about it, like fucking every King Kong and Godzilla movie has that shit. So, Adam Wingard, okay, it's the same guy. Rebecca Hall, Ryan Terry, and Kaylee Hoddle. So Eleven's not coming back. That's interesting. It just says that it'll follow Godzilla versus Kong. Most people are saying Space Godzilla. Is that true? Is that like an actual thing? He needs to evolve. Like, they need to fix Godzilla's design. So what would you like suggest though? Like what would you like? What would an evolved Godzilla look like? I'm tired of his flat face and fat body. I am a little bit too. Yeah, I think they're like slowly slimming him down though. If you compare the 2014 Godzilla to like this one, he seems like he's kind of skinnier. Just because people feel like what will happen. I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen too much in general of like speculation or like plot points. Like they haven't said anything, which is kind of weird. I remember as a kid seeing like a trailer for Godzilla, or for not Godzilla versus Kong, for Godzilla King of Monsters, like the 2019 movie. And I predicted the entire plot of what the movie was gonna have. So that was pretty cool. They might do space. It seems like they're kind of adapting like the original like original era shit. If he has a baby, then destroy it. Shit, maybe. What do you think? Yeah, hold on. That's who that was. That's what I was talking about, like Super Mega Godzilla. Yeah, Destroyer. That's who it is. This guy was fucking sick. This guy's awesome. But this guy's like the Thanos of like the Godzilla universe. Oh, Godzilla 3? How King of the Monsters sets up Destroyer as a villain? Is it just them saying that there's too many villains and that he's the only one left? No, it's just an opinion piece. What's up, bro? So, like, I think it's possible that he'll be here, but I think it's too soon. I don't think he's gonna be in the fucking next movie. I think that's too fast. Like, cause like Destroyer is like the last villain, like, ever. Like he's literally the last Godzilla villain. I feel like you kind of have to have like some other shit, right? Like, what other iconic Godzilla villains are there? Because they did Mecha Godzilla and Ghidorah. So, in Kong, like those are the main plot lines, right? There's 10 Godzilla villains that should appear in the MonsterVerse. Let's see what the list is. Anguirus? He's not a fucking villain. He's like some guy. He's like Mega Gygarus? Maybe, actually. I don't think he could carry a movie on his own though. Like Mega Gyarus, like he's okay. I don't think he could carry the movie. He has to be like Orga. I mean, like a lot of these guys are like fucking people who like they don't really have their own. This is corny. I don't think they should do that. I don't like the idea of Mecha King Ghidorah. Some people think it'll cross over with Pacific Rim. They've been saying that for years. That's been ever since Pacific Rim came out. They've been saying that because like Pacific Rim came out in 2013, and then there was like a thing where like Godzilla's gonna be here, and like I don't know. I think maybe a prequel. What do you mean? I don't think so. I think if Pacific Rim crossovers, it'll be like or crosses over. It'll be like a multiverse thing, which I don't like. Fuck Pacific Rim. Fuck you. Pacific Rim's cool. Space Godzilla, yeah. I don't know. It's kind of just. He looks stupid though. That's the problem. He just looks like dumb. They like if they adapt Space Godzilla in one of the MonsterVerse movies, they're gonna like have to do like some sort of fucking redesign of this shit, because I think after they run out of shit to do, they just might do an artsy prequel and then just end the series. It's possible. This guy I want to see. Yeah, Biolante or whatever the fuck his name is. This one's sick. I think they can. I think they can actually like have their own movie. I think, not gonna lie, I kind of want to see another combo villain movie. Like I want to see Biolante and like one of these like just weirdos team up, like Megaguirus, like those two could kind of team up with like the insect vibe they've got going on. Destroyer, Gigan. Now Gigan is like pretty popular. Mechagodzilla we already see. Gigan. Yeah. I think Gigan could actually. So like either they do Biolante and fucking like a backup villain as well, like some random guy to like for Godzilla to like beat the shit out of. Yeah. They'll do Gigan as like a sub villain. That's what sucks though, because like he has such a cool design and like he has a lot of potential for them to do like a villain backstory for him. Like he could carry a whole movie. Like imagine Gigan like coming in and like fucking killing Godzilla or like almost killing Godzilla. He could be like a sick end of trilogy villain. Show up and drills Godzilla. Yeah, exactly. You can like kick the shit out of Godzilla and like the entire movie is like Godzilla being fucking terrified of him. Like I think Gigan would be cool. That would be a cool like only villain. And then like maybe for like the Godzilla and Kong team up, like they fight like this guy. Like this guy and like fucking I don't know, like these guys like Hedorah, like who gives a shit if these guys have their own movie or not, you know? Like just like some villain where it's like people are happy just to even see them on screen. You know? I think that would be cool. That would be a cool team up movie. Like they would be like oh yeah, no, these guys are here too. But then you end the Godzilla and Kong trilogy with Destroyer or some shit. You have like Destroyer needs to be the last villain out of all of them, and he needs to do something where like he like rips off like Kong's head or something, some like crazy shit like that. Like Destroyer needs to like be like insane, especially if like what you said, like if Godzilla has a son. Yeah. Like, gee. Like, this is stupid. Like, I don't want to see this shit. Oh, yeah, Mothra is going to come back. I knew that. But, yeah. No, I think that would be a good way to take. That'd be a good direction to head in. Like, yeah, this guy. I want to see this guy in the movie. Because he's one of the major villains. I think in the Showa or the Heisei era. I think Showa era. I think he's a Showa era villain. Here, let's see. When does he come out? This is just a gallery of his shit. Fuck. Yeah, he is bioengineered monster. It's hard to make a fight scene for. So that's why I said that the other villain should be like some random like sub villain, like whatever guy. I really hope it's not Gigan though, because I think it's maybe, but like I don't know. I just don't see them teaming up, or like even just like being a part of the same movie, like tonally. Yeah, but like this, Violante, immense strength, multiple vines, tipped to heads or spikes, radioactive sap. You could get away with it, but like I think there would have to be like a like some kind of like I don't know. Like it would have to be like Gigan from the Aliens. Most villains are aliens. Like most Godzilla villains end up being aliens. Like I think Ghidorah is obviously an alien. This guy's like a human experiment, but like a lot of Godzilla villains are like unnatural. Like they're just like some fucking thing that they make up. I want to see when this guy comes out though. When does he debut? But Gigan is like designed by the aliens. It's not that hard to just be like Gigan is like a fucking human experiment or something. I mean, he could, if he is like an alien thing, if he is like designed by aliens, I feel like they shouldn't like make it a big deal. It's because I don't want to see aliens in a Godzilla movie because it's always bad. Every single time an alien is in a Godzilla movie, it's like some guy with like Star Trek makeup, and he's like, "We will take over the world," and he like has like a British accent. Yeah, he's the first kaiju in the Heisei series. Like I think if they do Biollante, I think the theme should be like science, like scientific experiments to like clone Godzilla gone wrong. Because like if you look at this, it's like Orga, Megaguirus, and Kairu. Like they're all like Godzilla clones, like with DNA and shit. I feel like that would be kind of an interesting by some corny blue energy from aliens. Yeah, it's possible you could get modified. But I don't know. I just think it's too much. I think it's... I just don't want to see aliens in my fucking Godzilla movie. Where's my thing not working? When did this guy come out? They don't have to show up. It can just be implied. I mean, maybe. Yeah. 1989. So this is, yeah, Heisei. This is the Heisei era. I think it's fair if it gets implied. I just don't want aliens to show up at all. Like, I just want them to, like, almost be like a presence. Like, just like a distant presence. He's from the Heisei era. No, I like this guy though. I like Biollante. Wonder what movie he's in. Or where I can watch the movie. Where can I see this movie? I'll look that up later. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, no, like I just don't, because they're always corny. In like every era where they show aliens, it goes off the rails immediately.
Should at least be able to muster a little bit of sympathy for the fact that when they wreck an entire city, hundreds of thousands of people die in these mega monster battles. But we're not going to do that here. No regrets. Mecha Godzilla has now been launched.
That's such a dated reference.
To what everybody knew was going to happen from the moment the movie was launched, which is the team up. Right, Kong and Godzilla team up to take down.
There isn't a lot of places to watch it. You can probably find it online somewhere, but that's illegal, so don't do that.
Of course, how the movie had to end, because I mean, you couldn't have one permanently defeat the other, or you destroy both franchises. So you can't really do that. So instead, they take on Mecha Godzilla and emerge victorious, and then don't turn and fight each other. They're like friends now for some reason that nobody can explain. And then Godzilla,
What do you mean nobody can explain? They explained it pretty pretty clearly with like they just like had mutual respect. Like they even give each other like a head nod. Like
wanders off into the ocean, and Kong goes down to Hollow Earth, where he is home. Okay, so that is the plot. We'll get to more on Godzilla vs. Kong.
Fucking sponsorship.
I
don't care.
Problems that I have with this film. Number one, it's in love with the CGI. The plot makes no sense. 11 turns in a terrible performance. Rebecca Hall turns in a truly awful performance. For a good actress, Rebecca Hall is awful in this. I mean, truly brutal. And maybe it's
he's just gonna like punch down at the film, basically.
just the way the part is written.
Godzilla.
Basically, the plot makes no sense. If you want
That was the shitty line delivery.
King Kong, there are a couple scenes where Godzilla fights King Kong. That's kind of it. And if you want to see like a big cool creature like Mechagodzilla, then that's pretty great. But the kind of plaudits that the movie is getting, beyond me. Like, this is at best a 50% Rotten Tomatoes movie. This is like a flip of the coin. You like it or you don't like it. And the number of plot holes,
I'm just not surprised that he doesn't like this movie. This guy is like a shitty guy to hang out with. Ben Shapiro is just like a guy that you would like you would like invite him over to your house and you would have a problem with everything.
One scene where near the end they're trying to figure out how to defeat Mechagodzilla, and you've got the stupid kids with the podcast conspiratorial host. He's drinking, and the dumb kid takes the drink and pours it all over the keyboard and basically fries Mechagodzilla by pouring liquid into a vent. Again, I understand I'm supposed to suspend disbelief, but you can't suspend disbelief on any. There have to be some rules. One of the rules should be that people don't make the dumbest decisions humanly possible, like construct a multi-billion-dollar piece of machinery with like one control board.
Is he shitting on Star Wars? In fact, 2 people like that. Oh yeah, do you know anybody like that? There isn't a lot of places. Oh yeah, do you know anybody like that? In fact, 2 people like that. What do you mean?
Get susceptible to coffee. I love that the kid's like, I have an idea, and he's like super excited about this idea. What would have been funny is if he did it and nothing happened, right? But they couldn't do that. But the kid has no skill set. 11 has no skill set other than apparently to be annoying and very much in favor of a giant lizard. I don't know, man. Couldn't get there. So the director of this movie is Adam Weingart, who is apparently a horror director. I've seen one of his movies, The Guest, which is actually a pretty good little horror film. So there are a couple of scenes here that work as sort of horror set pieces. In fact, the best horror set piece in the film is where...
You said someone who just shits on everything. Oh yeah, no, but like this guy's also pretentious. Like he's just like a guy who like doesn't like anything ever. Like he doesn't like anything, and he doesn't understand anything. Like he doesn't understand it. He's like one of those guys who like doesn't get shit and then doesn't like it because he doesn't get it. And then he goes on and he like shits on it and he like acts like he's like dumbfounded that like anybody were to ever dislike it, like, or anybody were to ever like it, you know? And then he just like he doesn't have any good ideas either. Like he's just like he doesn't like movies for the stupidest fucking reasons. Like he doesn't like it because it's like it's unrealistic. Like
you have 11 and Rando Kid and conspiratorial podcast host, and they sort of wander into this arena where there are these skull crawlers, and those things come out at them, and Mechagodzilla takes them and literally just nukes them, just in half. Like takes the nuclear fire and cuts them in half. It's really gross, and it's really kind of great. There are a couple of moments like that. Yeah, it doesn't hold up as a movie just because there are a couple of scenes that work. If you think differently, feel free to leave a comment below. Until then, I'm rooting for the return of Apex as a company. And
this is so fucking stupid. Of course he's like pro Apex. He's a goddamn fucking libertarian. Not even a libertarian. He's a corporatist pretending to be a libertarian. And he's just like mad that like the evil company is evil. Yeah, let's see. I don't give a shit about his fucking leave a like and subscribe bullshit. He just meme review. It's cringe. Ben Shapiro blows up the Glass Onion movie review. This is just stupid. Like I don't want to. All his reviews are wrong. Like he basically just dislikes stuff for being good. The Batman review was funny because he didn't like that the mayor character or he didn't like that the person running against the incumbent mayor was black. He didn't like that it was a black woman. I love when Ben actually engages in the culture like this. All the hosts should do more of these things. It's fucking stupid. That guy's a retard. He's surprised that like a political person has a life outside of politics. Like, God, what a troglodyte. What are these fucking movies that he's reviewing? She-Hulk? Oh, of course he's not gonna like She-Hulk. Of course he's not gonna like that one. Let's see. Cinema Sins. Those videos are funny. I guess maybe the Justice League video. Cause I don't know. I kind of want to see him talk about things he knows nothing about, like Dragon Ball. Does he ever talk about Dragon Ball? I wonder. Drag queens. Not liking She-Hulk is kind of based. You know why Ben Shapiro doesn't like She-Hulk, right? You know he doesn't like it because like the main character is a woman and like that's it.
Alrighty, in just 1 second we're gonna...
Nope, not once. To what?
Alrighty, so today we are going
Let's
to get
see.
into every
Let's see what his review of She-Hulk is. I want to keep in mind I hate She-Hulk. I don't think he'd give it a chance. No, wait, Dragon Ball or She-Hulk? So his Minecraft video is aggravating me. Why? Let's see. Let's watch that instead. I feel like if I watch She-Hulk, because I don't like She-Hulk either. But I don't like it because I think it undermines the vibe of like the previous MCU Spider-Man, or not Spider-Man, Hulk. Nope, not once has he mentioned Dragon Ball. He probably because like he doesn't give a shit about like anything that isn't like books or something. Like what does Ben Shapiro even like? Like what does he enjoy? Like at all? Like what does Ben Shapiro do outside of being racist and homophobic? Like.
Oh god, this is a terrible place. What's Joe Biden doing over there? I hate this
That's not funny.
game so much. Alrighty folks, so today apparently I am playing Minecraft. Now I don't normally play video games because I'm a grown-ass man with 3 children and a job, but apparently...
I mean, your job is like complaining about trans people online, so you're not really... He's not like a hard-working, dirt under his fingernails, crawling to the paycheck job, like hard manual labor. Like, he's not doing any of that. He's like some fucking political commentator who like gives donations to right-wing candidates. Like, he's not a major... he's not like a fucking like adult. I mean, this guy's... I think the people showing him did a bad job of presenting it. I mean, most people who like go on to like talk shows like this and like show the host a video game, they basically just like, they just go like, here's a video game, and then they just like let you go. But then again, like how would you present it? He says, like, what would you do? Like,
Meme Lord Brian, the producer who tortures me with the woke TikToks, he's going to be helping to guide me through this. This video is sponsored by Ring.
why does Ring keep sponsoring his videos?
Here we go. I'm going to hit single player. I can name the new world.
Also, why is he fucking playing it like this? I would talk about it in a way that would appeal to what he finds interesting. You just be like, you know, when you kill the zombies, you could pretend that they're black people, and then he would get into it.
We call the new world Shapiro Stand. Create new
That's
world.
not funny.
I feel like God during the first 6 days, except with incredibly crappy pixelation. By the power of Ra. Okay.
He's not funny. That wasn't funny. Also, this angle is really, really bad for Ben. They should get rid of this camera angle for him.
We are in this amazing new world. Not as good as God, guys. Okay, this pixelation is like very reminiscent to when I was a kid and I actually did play like Quake. So nothing has changed apparently in pixelation between 1996.
What are you talking about? What are you saying? Also, this game was developed in 1996. It was like developed in like the early 90s, all the way up until the 2000s before it was released. So.
What do you do? That's where we are. Okay, so I'm walking around. I'm seeing going down some steps. And what do I see? I see steps. I see trees. I see flowers of some sort.
He's really, really bad at not being on script. Like he's just like saying shit.
I see more.
And then because his fans are like 14, like he has to like not have any dead air. Like he has to. I have to keep talking. I have to talk because if I stop talking, they're gonna click off the video.
It's a ziggurat. There'll be a human sacrifice up here later.
So your first objective is to get wood to make tools with. To get wood, you're gonna have to walk up to one of those trees and you're gonna hold down left click to start punching it.
Punch a tree down. This game is not realistic. I cannot punch a tree.
Oh my god! Just shut up! You game is realistic, dude. You can't enjoy anything.
Wow, karate master.
He's just not funny.
E key on your keyboard.
Okay.
What, has he never used a keyboard before? Has he never like he has to be like, that's the E key. Like you've never used a fucking keyboard?
Crafting menu.
Wow. I don't look so good here, guys. I'm going to take my oak log. The last time that I held like a block of wood, I was standing outside of Home Depot. That turned into a meme too, so I have a feeling that this will be a thing.
Click that and carry it over to those 4 squares up there. And click in. And then you're gonna want to click those 4.
He's not this stupid. He can't be that fucking stupid that he doesn't know how to like click drag shit. Like
planks.
that's how most adults react to Minecraft for the first time. There's Ben Shapiro. There's no way that Ben Shapiro doesn't know how to play Minecraft or doesn't know what it is. He would have been a teenager by the time Minecraft was coming out on YouTube. Like, there's no way that he doesn't know what it is.
Click and drag so that each one of those planks.
He's like doing that shit where he's like kind of pretending that he doesn't know how to play. He's playing it up for the camera. I mean, like, fucking look at him. Like, he no way that you just, like, you play a game and you're just, like waiting for, like, people to tell. Like, if he was Conan, who's, like, 60 years old, he's, like, in his late 30s. No, he's not. He's, like, 35, isn't he? Like, how old is Gano? Oh, he's 39. All right. When did Minecraft come out? 2011? Bring out the calculator because I don't want to do math. 2023 minus 2011. 12 years ago. Alright, 39 minus 12. Feels stupid. He's like 27. I mean, I guess maybe he like falls like late. I just feel like you can't be that media illiterate where you like don't know the basic concept of Minecraft. Like 2009? Yeah, so if anything, he was like 25. He was like kind of the age that people would be when they got into like PC gaming. I think what really kind of sold it for me that he was like kind of like he was lying was when he had to look down at the keyboard to see what like the E key was. He's not 50. He's like never. He's like not like fucking like 70 years old. Never used a keyboard before in his life. Like.
All 4 of those squares. Now you can make a crafting table.
This is riveting. I could spend fully seconds doing this. Remain interested. I'm gonna put it right.
He's also like not charismatic at all. Like who wants to watch him play games, man?
No, it has to be a great spot. Best spot. Right here. Done. Next to the flowers.
Also, the music is really loud. Like really loud.
That is beautiful.
It is.
Now you have a 3x3 square instead of a 2x2 square.
Wow. That's holy shit.
God, I fucking hate ads.
Wow. People do this shit for hours on end. I don't understand. I don't understand you people. Can I punch this part of the wood?
Yep, anything that looks like
He just this guy has been on TV and had a YouTube channel for like years and years and years. And how is he so uncharismatic? How is he just so boring and unfunny?
Actually,
he talks like a fucking alien.
What's the important part right now?
Can I punch the people who make me do this video?
Like this is shit that like I would do like when I was streaming like 3 years ago.
That is not.
I don't know what just happened. Back to this magical crafting table.
Get planks.
Okay.
Let's right click 2 of those.
This is just so
inside
boring.
The crafting square, one on top of the other.
What part of this aggravated you, he says? Because like I'm just getting aggravated by like how like fucking boring he is and like this is.
The middle square and the square underneath it. Let's put a stick in each one of those. I'm sorry.
You've seen this happen a lot. I think he's being condescending to Minecraft. Yeah, he is. He's being super condescending. I mean, he's like doing the conservative thing where they're like, you can't enjoy anything ever. Just in general. Like, what do you mean? Like, ugh. Like, I'm pretty sure if you make this guy play Hearts of Iron 4, he would, like, enjoy it. Just because, like, you get to be, like, the Nazis and kill people. Because people who don't like Minecraft, I know I can convince them of its use. Like, how so? Like what route would you go?
Take the
Bruh.
blocks and put one of those in each of the top 3 squares. That is your pickaxe. That is the most important tool in the whole game because that lets you mine rock.
He's Jewish? Yeah, but he's like also a fucking Nazi. Like he's defended them before. And like he's Jewish and like anti-Semitic when it's convenient for him. Like the only reason why he hated Kanye was because like Kanye outright was like, I'm a fucking Nazi and I love Hitler. Like that's the only reason why he didn't like him. Like anything else, he was willing to defend him. He fucking defends Donald Trump, who said a bunch of anti-Semitic shit before. He's not Jewish. He's like fucking. He's like a hypocrite who actively talks in his like own. He actively goes against his own interests. Like I'm pretty sure he would enjoy playing Nazi Germany because he get to kill the Soviet Union, which no doubt he fucking thinks the Soviet Union is like the most evil country on the planet, which it is. It's like pretty close up there, but like the reason why he hates them is because he thinks they're communist.
Sticks and blocks of wood make a pickaxe.
It's a secret process that's patented, I believe.
Okay.
So now your next objective is the sun is going down, monsters will soon be coming, so you're going to want to make a shelter.
How do I jump?
Spacebar.
Like they're just not like showing him how to play the game at all or like doing anything. They're just kind of like being like, hey, you want to play this game? And then they didn't like give him a goal or anything. They're just kind of like going like, do that. And then, okay, you did that, now do this. Like, that's fucking boring. Like if I were playing it and people were doing that, like I would get bored of this game immediately.
Jennifer Shrimpfo. Okay.
Now you have stone, which you can use to make better items. But the sun is almost down, so I think your bigger objective might be to seek shelter.
This world sucks.
And let's block yourself in with the dirt. Alright, you know what? This is...
Back then, Minecraft had a better survival balance, and when it was nighttime, it was fucking dark and hard to survive. Yeah. No, I remember. I remember, like, alpha era, or, like, when it just released, when it was, like, super, super dark. It was, like, really scary, and, like, fucking... Even if you were on normal difficulty, you would die immediately. You could kind of get away with it now if you want to. You could just lower your brightness.
Believe it or not, actually getting a little boring. So why don't we get rid of that block and go venture out into the world a little bit?
Things go poorly. I've been told there are monsters out here, so.
Yeah, but now you have a weapon, so you can make
Just hit them or.
Lock yourself in a hole, bro. Just let him survive on his own. Yeah, I don't know why they made him do that.
Animals to eat because you do have a hunger bar, and that will run out eventually.
Can I like get a job or something? Is there commerce in this world? Have they discovered comparative advantage?
There is commerce.
Can I swim or do I just die if I stay down here?
So those bubbles that you can see are your air meter.
So I have to keep jumping. Okay, so it's.
This shit's just boring. And like I just think like Ben Shapiro in general is just so media illiterate and like impersonal. Like he has no charisma or like personal skills or like anything. He just fucking like he can't enjoy anything ever. He's like a goddamn alien or like a robot.
You know, it's the wrong music. You're in the water in Mario.
If we do find a village at some point, there are villagers that you can trade.
That's because we can watch something else. Yeah, let's see what else there is. What would be funny? Anyone have any suggestions? I'm thinking Because I'm trying to think of what. I mean, we could watch Hassan and then get mad at him for being fucking stupid. There's Pikmin reviews. Actually, he says, did you ever see that the Shea Frillis Pikmin 2 video? Old Donkey videos you haven't seen? I've seen like most old Donkey videos. And those are dangerous though. Because like he says shit in those videos. Let's see. That was Stanley's Parable. That was another one of those videos where it's just kind of like he just shits out. He's been doing this a lot more where he just kind of like shits out videos, like just like whatever. Like the Donkey Kong videos. I mean, this video was kind of funny. I think this was like kind of one of the more recent funny videos, and like the God of War Ragnarok review, like you could tell he actually did like God of War Ragnarok because he actually put effort into the review. But like, I don't know, man. I think it's just his older content's a lot more like I don't want to stream it. I would have to watch it beforehand. Yeah, because it's his job. No, that's fair. It's just fair that he shits out whatever videos. I mean, like I don't blame him for it because he's not doing like what Critical does, where like Critical just kind of like just does dumbass, like unfunny, repeating the exact same take over and over, like 7-minute long video of nothing. But I will say, like, I don't want to watch like those videos because they're filler, especially not on stream. Also, you know what's funny? I saw a this is a bit of a tangent. I saw a Twitch streamer comment on like the way that content on YouTube has advanced. That's what this reminded me of. That no, it's no longer creator based. It's based off of concepts. Like before, during the early days of YouTube, people would watch YouTube videos. How about his Halo videos? Maybe like his old Halo videos or his newer ones. IDK actually IDK, if he says slurs, he might, but we'll see. There's no playlist for it. Shit. But you said that like in the old days of YouTube, which is true, people would watch like characters on YouTube. Like they would watch a video for like Dan TDM or Captain Sparkles, like stuff like that. But now people watch videos like based off of concepts like, oh, I did 1 million I made like 1 million doors in Minecraft or like shit like that, like the Dream era content. That shit's just stupid. Like, recap Evolved, this one. All right, but yeah. So, and I actually think it's dangerous though, because like I think now you just have a bunch of people hopping on like a trend rather than like caring about their own online identity. It's a whole thing, but I want to watch this video.
Hey, I'm Dunk. I'm not so Dunk. And where the game Dunks.
That was really loud. Turn it up? It was loud, man.
Pinball. Halo 1 Killing Evolves begins with you on a calendar August, which is a big space pillar in Outer Rim. You play as Master Chef, who is awoken from his eternal slumber to kill all the convenience store's aliens. And then Sergeant Dude is like, man, Master Chief, all these aliens, man, it's like Space World War II, man. And Captain Keys is like, it's dangerous to go alone. Take this, gives you the best gun ever made. Looks like this calendar is for last year. We're gonna have to shoot our way out. Come on, soldier, let's go. And then the escape pod shoots out in the space station. This convenience store dude sees it and he's like, wait, There's no life forms down there. This is robots. Then they land on a giant circle, but nobody put their seatbelt on except for RoboCop. So he comes out and says, "For no seatbelt, you will be fine."
I feel like these graphics look a lot better than like what I expected Halo to look like.
He's got to drive his pig car into a cave formation, but once he's in there, he realizes it's not natural at all, which becomes a deep inner conflict for him because he only uses organic ingredients in his meats. And then the Pelican picks up Robot Man. It's a Pelican ship, so he's like, Pelican! Ah! And then it's night time. But Master Chef runs into a big spaceship and he goes, oh no. And then they find the big suck up and they go, ooh, yeah!
The Mario reference.
Pelican! And then they do some stupid stuff on a purple spaceship and the big bazookas come out with the guys like, don't worry, I'll just hit him with the whole ship. Bang! And then they have a beach, a blast. And then you're on some bridge that's a winter wonderland. You know, this game stopped making any sense about 2 hours ago. It's getting pretty stupid, actually. This game is a masterpiece of video games. I won the Jungle Book. I stopped asking questions a long time ago. Greenbot takes the Falcon chip out of his helmet and puts it in his own head. And that's how robots watch movies. Hey, look, it's Sergeant Dude. Hey, Master Chef, it's me, Sergeant Dude. I'm in the movie. Oh shit, what are these bugs and shit? The retarded convenience stores aliens must have let out the flood minis. An abrupt ending only highlights Sergeant Dude's less than stellar performance. I give Flood Rises a 2 out of
These videos are incredibly dated, but it's when he started developing his iconic delivery. I kind of agree because you could hear a lot of like the noises, like that's kind of where it starts. But yeah, no, the actual jokes are like a little bit like.
Another robot guy, Evil Surge, and Mr. Chief is like, "You're not evil, right?" Evil Surge, right?
Also the thing of like constantly start the whole improvised shit, yeah. Well, also the constantly having like names for characters that are like stupid. That's I guess that kind of starts here.
No, man, I ain't evil. I'm a good guy. So then you follow this circle around while shooting the plug guy made out of paper. Then you just travel around the entire Halo like 1,000,000 times, killing every alien who ever lived like 1,000,000,000 times.
Fuckity fuck.
Until you get to this part, and Cortana's like, "You know I can just teleport you, right?" Then you kill another 1,000,000,000,000 goblins because she teleported you into the stupidest spot ever. And finally you find Captain Keys, but it's too late. He's already the Flood King. You know why they call me Captain Keys, Mr. Green? Because only I have the keys to Halo. Then Halo punches him in the face and steals his keys, so now he's the Burger King. Finally, you board the old-ass calendar of August, and Chef's like, "Man, I haven't been on here since January." Then Evil Sir turns around in a real sinister voice like, "I was evil the whole time." Man, I knew that. And now I'm gonna blow up everything that exists ever with my Halo machine. Not today, sir. Green Power Ranger to blow her up a bit.
That was funny. That was the fucking Buzz Lightyear reference.
Of course, but oh shit! You activated the self-destruct. Oh shit! Everything starts blowing up to hell. Fucking, you gotta get on a turbo anchor and get the fuck out of there. And the music starts going.
Donkey begins to hum along to the Halo theme, a very triumphant score that inspires courage in the hearts of all who hear it. Though he's a little off rhythm and off key, but that's okay because at least he tried. God bless his heart. Who did the captions for this shit? Is that the first time he does that bit, he says? Where he starts going like, bah, 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 like he starts doing the fucking, he starts singing the songs? God, this shit's loud. These are the kind of videos I still as delivery but would never show my friends the full video. Yeah, that sounds fair. I think it's just because the pacing is too long. Like somehow it's like 5 minutes, right? But it just feels very boring. Like it's alright. Maybe I think so. It's possible. I mean, this was 10 years ago, so Steal? Yeah, I got that. Yeah, this is where he stole his delivery. His delivery. It was my first donkey video. A college buddy showed it to me a couple years ago at like 3 a.m. Having seen Donkey's like better videos, I think it's definitely like a B list. Oh man. Yeah, look, you see, YouTube thinks I'm a fucking alt-writer. Let's see. Let's see. Any other videos? Anybody got ideas? Stages of progressive Christianity. Alright. I swear to God, that guy's fucking annoyed. I kind of want to watch a Shay Phyllis video and get mad. I don't like what Shay Phyllis has done. Like this shit, the fucking 5-hour video on BoJack Horseman, like that's corny as shit, man. That's corny. Like really, like fucking BoJack, like I wouldn't. What was that meme of like every single cartoon profile picture guy ever? Like, was it you that sent it, he says, or was it like? Because I remember that being a meme of like the profile pictures that are all like the same. Yeah, it was you. Hold on. Has image. Let me look and find it because it's super accurate. Yeah, there it is. Middle-aged white dude with a beard that for some reason feels the need to have a cartoon version of himself. Yeah, no, exactly. It's always like there's some more handsomer anime looking or chibi. Yeah, it's just weird. Like it's just a weird thing to have. Like, hold on. Downloads. Let me try and get this on here. Add image. Browse. Where is it? There it is. Like, look at this. Like all this shit is like fucking like, you know that all these people have the same opinion. Like the exact same opinion. Look, white guy. Like it's literally like a bunch of the same type of person. White guy. Like look at this shit. And you know like half of these, they have like an animated version of their profile picture that talks to you. Like this guy probably has like a black shirt with like arms, and like the character's like, Puss in Boots 2 changed cinema. Because they came from that era where people like to have thumbnail for their Let's Play, where like if they were playing Pikmin, they'd have their avatar in a spacesuit. If they're playing Mario, it's them. Yeah, that's super accurate. Oh, that's true. Here, let me get rid of this image. Remove. Yeah. All right. Look, like I want to see your reaction to this guy. This video is really unfunny. I want to see your reaction to his Pikmin video. Where's the Pikmin video? Where's the Pikmin? There it is.
Funding for Schaefer Elizabeth.
What I don't like is that nobody ever acknowledges that like the cartoon profile picture shit, the cartoon adults are just fucking cringe. Like an isekai.
Is provided by Squarespace, the sponsor of today's video. From websites and online stores to marketing tools and analytics, Squarespace is the all-in-one platform to build a beautiful online presence and run your business.
I love Pikmin so much. It's one of my favoriteest franchises on the whole damn planet. There's just something about this series that just clicks with me. The combination of thrilling real-time strategy and cute critter crowd control is just so tantalizing and terrific. Pikmin 1 is one of my most replayed games of all time, offering such a short but immensely satisfying experience that I can go through over and over again and still have an incredibly fun time on each playthrough. Pikmin 3 is one of my top 10 favorite games of all time, with an equally replayable main story.
And I know that because I was like that when I was 12. Like, because they're obsessed with the idea of them being transported to worlds and being the main character. Oh, I didn't read that part. Yeah. No, well, that's true, right? I mean, fucking every 12-year-old had that, like, that dream of being that guy. Like, also, I don't think I'm going to disagree with what he's saying about the other Pikmin games because they are pretty bussin'.
Story, fantastic updated mechanics, and a boatload of addicting as all hell challenge stages that offer near endless amounts of fun as you try and beat your old times and improve your high scores.
Pikmin 4 is quite literally my most anticipated video game of all time.
Oh, yeah, I saw the video of his live reaction to this. He was literally crying.
And its 30-second teaser trailer is probably my pick for Game of the Year 2022. I even pour a ton of time into Pikmin Bloom. It's such a
Isaias is gonna like this one.
delightful walking companion app that encourages me to constantly exercise and discover new landmarks in the world around.
Interesting. A game that plays itself is his favorite. Interesting. Wait, which one? You mean Pikmin 3?
3 is one of my top 10 favorite games of all time. With an
You kind of got spoiled for what?
companion app that encourages
Also, Pikmin 3 doesn't play itself, so I want to throw that out in there.
discover new landmarks in the world around me, all while introducing some of the cutest gosh darn decor Pikmin you've ever seen.
Of fucking course he thinks that.
And Pikmin 2? It's good.
He needs encouragement to exercise from a Pikmin game. I mean, yeah, no, that's fair. The reason why I like Pikmin Bloom is just because it's like, I don't know, it's interesting. And then I do walk. I have to walk back and forth from school. The Pikmin reveal. Oh, don't spoil that shit.
You know, it's a fine enough game. I'll replay it every few years or so. Yeah, Pikmin 2 isn't really my cup of tea compared to the other mainline games. It's not a bad game, far from it, and it's still definitely very important to the Pikmin franchise, offering a ton of new characters and concepts that are core aspects of the franchise's identity. But in a lot of ways, I kind of feel like it missed the point of what made the first game special. And with the added context of Pikmin 3 borrowing a lot more of Pikmin 1's game design philosophy than Pikmin 2's, I feel like nowadays when I look at this trilogy, Pikmin 2 is kind of the black sheep. Again, not a bad game, but not nearly as compelling or replayable or
I mean, the Pikmin 4 reveal got spoiled, so I didn't have a strong reaction. Oh. I mean, I didn't even watch that direct. I literally saw it in a Donkey video. You can't hear him for shit. You know why? It's probably because here, let me raise the volume on here.
Reasons.
Can you
So
hear
that's
better?
what we're gonna get into today. Why Pikmin 2 is the
Yeah,
weakest one.
it looks better.
In my humble opinion, that you can feel free to disagree with. And as is the norm for a lot of my somewhat negative slanted reviews, let's start out with the good stuff. One of Pikmin 2's best new additions is that of a second character to control, meaning it's a lot easier to multitask and divide your Pikmin squad up to do different tasks, since you can easily switch between captains on different sides of the map. Plus, having two characters means this is the perfect co-op experience. Oh, wait, what's that? There's no co-op in the main campaign? You implemented co-op into the game via the side modes, but not the main story for some reason? Oh, okay then. Whatever. Co-op is for pussies. And that was the end of it. Even if you can't bring a friend along to play the main campaign with, having two captains around is still really
He's gonna miss a lot of what makes it good. Here, let's wait till he finishes that this segment, and we'll see what he missed.
helpful in single player. And how about those new characters? Louis is such a funny piece of shit. He ruins everything and you just love to hate him. He's like the Manny Heffley of the Pikmin universe, and he's a great contrast to the ultra-capable Olimar. I love the implication that he hijacked the final boss's brain and that he's the one who's actually trying to kill you. Why would he do that? Because he's a piece of shit, and I love that. But then, halfway through the game, Louis is replaced with the president of Hakatate Freight. And once I unlock this guy, I'm basically done with playing as Olimar for the rest of the game. The president is so funny, like look at him. Look at this scrunkly little silly Billy.
He said it! He said the thing! He said scrunkly, a fucking
He a
course.
filthy capitalist swine, but I
He
like
literally
him
turned the
anyway.
president
He's
into a
big
scrunkle.
ol' silly head. I also like how each of the captains have their own unique whistle. Olimar's got the OG traditional one. Louis has a train
Yeah, I don't like the fact that like the stuff that he's enjoying about the game are like really hyper specific things that don't matter.
whistle, and the president has a fucking car horn. Such a cute little touch. This game also introduces purple and white Pikmin, which are both obviously very iconic and beloved additions to the franchise. I have my problems with how they were implemented, and a lot more problems with one of them in particular, but we'll get into that later. In general though, they were both good ideas and more than welcome inclusions to the series. Bulbmen are also such a delightful and creepy concept. I gotta give them props for thinking outside the box with this one. Fun stuff. Bring them back, Nintendo. Graphically, the game is gorgeous for its time. Despite being on the same
Yeah, it's
system as
fair.
the first game, Pikmin 2 looks far more vibrant and alive, making much
That I disagree with. I don't like the way that Pikmin 2 looks. I think it's too overexposed. I like the way that Pikmin 1 looks a lot grungier, and the character models in Pikmin 2 look a lot better. Like the Pikmin and the enemies, they look a lot better, but like the actual environments kind of look shittier in Pikmin 2, especially Awakening Wood. Awakening Wood looks so fucking bad. I love the way the maps look in Pikmin 1. In Pikmin 1, it's like this like grungy, watery vibe. It's just a lot better.
much better use of the GameCube's graphical capabilities and showing just how far you can push hardware between its launch window and near the end of its lifespan. The game also fixes a lot of the glitches the first one had, and the Pikmin have slightly better AI, which is definitely welcome. The red spray is a good addition, searching for treasures in the overworld is just as fun as ever, and the fact that said treasures are real-world items this time around is really cute. It doesn't
They need
feel
to
like product
remaster this
placement,
game.
It feels like items you discover in a
I think if they use like the Switch hardware, and like the better graphical techniques, I think they could really do a good job with this.
Earth. I like how this game follows up on the little hints that this was Earth in the original. Part of me misses the subtlety of the original game's world, but at the same time, I like the creativity that stems from the types of treasures you'll discover, especially when we get to see Olimar talk about them in what is easily my favorite part of the whole game. And one of my favorite parts of the whole series, the Piclopedia.
Of fucking
I have
course.
poured literal hours into reading this thing. It's incredible. Olimar has descriptions of every single enemy and piece of treasure here, and they're just so delightful. They express so much more personality than any other Nintendo protagonist has ever had before. Did you know that Olimar teaches the Pikmin a song and dance routine in his spare time, and he considers a new career as a dance instructor when he gets home?
Jesus fucking
you know
Christ, that
that
looked
Olimar-
horrifying. What the hell? Jesus Christ, that looked like fucking
Dance instructor when he
scary.
gets home?
Beat Crazy Hand, unlock Ridley, beat Glass. Oh, it's like a Super Smash Bros.
Did you
God,
know
that's
that
fucking
Olimar is the
horrifying.
only member of his family with a highly refined taste in music? And he always wants to go out to karaoke, but none of his family members want to? Did you know that Olimar has been laughed at
This
by-
this game really did go a long way endearing people to Olimar. I think this is like probably the best game to like for like characterization. There's a reason why they bring back Olimar and Louis in Pikmin 3.
his wife for having soft-hearted romantic thoughts? Did you know that he wants to feed his wife a tomato with stimulating pheromones in it? Did you know his son teases him for not being a true gamer? Did you know he considers deliberately completing the mission at a slower pace just
Yeah, and it adds lore and brings questions about the world, like and what happened to Earth, but with subtlety, whereas 3 just flat out tackles fan theories. I mean, Pikmin 3 doesn't really address lore, like, not really. Like, Pikmin 3 kind of doesn't really... I'll say that, like, the characters in Pikmin 3 have no personality. Like, Charlie is just, like, a guy who's, like, the captain or whatever, and then, like, Alf is just, like, literally discount Olimar. and then Brittany's just like a woman, and like that's it. Like those are the only character traits that they have. I also think what also pissed me off about those characters is they're fucking annoying. Cause like when you're playing Pikmin 3 and you're like throwing Pikmin, sometimes it'll switch over to like the whatever like character throwing. So you'll throw them at an enemy and they start giving dialogue prompts like, "Uh-oh, I'm in trouble. I need orders, quick." And it just like starts spamming all over the screen. And it's like, I don't care. Shut up. Like, that shit actually pissed me off. That's like half the reason why I don't like the characters in Pikmin 3. It does? How?
Boss off and cause him indigestion.
They're mid. Their comments are useless. Yeah. No, like their end of day shit is literally just acknowledging what happened in the game. And that's it. There's not really any characterization.
Indigestion. Did you know that he considers managers to be inhuman, heartless villains? Did you know that he considers his children to be his life's work? Did you know that he canonically smokes weed at one point? What? I could go on for way longer about
He uses too many fucking reaction images, God.
all the treasure descriptions I love, but I gotta stop at some point. Not only are so many of Olimar's descriptions and interpretations of these familiar Earth items super funny, and not only do they reveal new aspects of his character, making him far more layered than most Nintendo protagonists could ever dream of being, but they're just really relaxing to read. Olimar's prose is so elegant and well written, and you can just get lost in his words as this relaxing music plays to accompany him. I genuinely can't get enough of these journal entries.
Imagine how cool this game would be if it was on the Switch. Like, just think about that. Imagine how fucking awesome that would be to just, like, have it, like, handheld and then just to kind of, like, be, like, sitting down and, like, reading it right then and there. So the whole meteorite being something lore, when it seems they directly pointed out, and in 3 Piclopedia, they just confirmed plasma wraith and water wraith are the same thing. When? When did they confirm that? I actually don't remember that being a thing.
They're just so reassuring and nice to peruse. Oh, and don't worry all you 3 Louis fans out there, cause he gets in on the fun too. Instead of having scientific observations on every enemy in the game, Louis just talks about how he would cook them. That's actually hilarious. So yeah, the Piclopedia gets a 12 out of 10.
There's more examples, but I haven't thought about Pikmin in a while. Aren't the same thing. Okay. I was gonna say, I mean, I don't know. I feel like Pikmin 3 was more just about like the actual gameplay and like refining it than Pikmin 2 was. It seems like Pikmin 2 had a little bit more ambition. It had more ambition, but a lot of it fell flat because like the game itself isn't really polished. I want to see someone animate the cooking of the enemies. That actually wouldn't be that bad. I would like to see that.
The rest of the game isn't as good though. Let's talk about that now.
Oh, okay. So that's it. That's it for the good section. So Isaias, what do you think he missed? I mean, he doesn't talk about the character variety, or not character variety, the creature variety, and like the way that the game plays itself. Probably because he has a fucking problem with it in this section. He like complains about like the game being too hard, but like also easy to break, and that's one of my things, is that he very clearly is like one of those guys who like plays a game and then like finds a bug and he just starts exploiting it, or like just cheesing the game. Like, you know, if you're not playing the game the way that it's meant to be played and you find no enjoyment in it, then it's kind of your fault. Like, well, why would I ever have to use another type of Pikmin if I could just get like 50,000 purples and then only use them? Like, well then fucking obviously you're not going to enjoy the game then, because you made it boring for yourself. Like that kind of thing. But yeah, so Isaias, what do you think he missed? In the meantime, I'll watch this part.
MPB,
add.
the platform for used photo and
Yeah, because I don't think he finds the game suspenseful because he probably restarts the game.
I wish that Shaq
Yeah,
was my
that's
real-life
true.
Big brother. Aww.
What's up, little bro?
Like he plays too detached from the game. He has a video on Pikmin 1. This video, I think if we watch that one, like maybe tomorrow or something, we could probably get a better idea of how he plays Pikmin games.
to talk about when comparing Pikmin 1 to Pikmin 2 is the story. Pikmin 1 offers a simple narrative that nonetheless manages to hook you throughout the entirety of the
He also missed the implications of Louis being possessed. Like what?
admittedly very short game. Olimar crash lands on the Pikmin planet. His life support system will fail him in 30 days. He needs to rebuild his ship by then, or else he'll die a horrible, tragic death and never...
So is this Hakutation, right? And the dude's a fucking astronaut. I'm talking planetary exploring and a galaxy hopping astronaut, right? But this guy is fucking guy decides this isn't funny.
See his family again. The stakes are extremely high, and they make you want to see Olimar's quest through to
See,
the
look
end.
at the map design for this shit. It's like grungy and like gross looking. It's awesome. I love the map design. He tried to eat the water wraith.
It's a real...
But yeah, what are the implications? Like just that?
really
Or?
compelling motivation. A classic story of survival.
And
Pikmin
that's why he
2,
started
meanwhile,
acting
has
weird?
crippling debt. Olimar returns home after...
You see, like, why is he complaining about the story of a fucking Pikmin game? Like, that's not the point of the thing. All you need is, like, a goal, and that's it. Like, say what you will about the characters in Pikmin 3. At the very least, the fucking goal to, like, collect fruit is compelling, because it literally informs all of the gameplay. Like, if he's gonna shit on the story of Pikmin 2, then why doesn't he shit on the story of Pikmin 1 and 3? Like, I think the reason why he gets mad in this one is because they sell the ship that you work so hard doing in Pikmin 1. And, like, if anything, that just kind of shows, like, Olimar's situation in Pikmin 2. Because his notes give symptoms of him having spasm and stuff, of him being possessed. Oh, okay. Okay, that's interesting.
After the events of the first game, only to find out that his company, Hakutate Freight, yes, I pronounce it Hakutate, I don't care what Palutena says,
Hokatate? Shut up!
is now in debt.
That was kind of funny. It's like a Will relationship with the spider thing and Stranger Things. Oh, okay. That's actually cool.
The new employee, Louis, lost a bunch of carrots during a shipment. The president gobbles a bunch of imaginary dicks. And now you owe the government $10,000. The president sells...
I can feel when the Plasm Wraith, or he can feel when the Plasm Wraith was nearby. Oh, shit. I didn't think about that.
Off your ship.
Yeah. No, he doesn't view this game in depth. So, I mean, I'm not surprised that he missed it.
Partially repay the loan, which is cool. I love the fact that the ship we painstakingly rebuilt over the course of the previous game is now just gone.
Yeah, you see, there's the salt. There's the salt right there. The whole fucking point of Pikmin 2 is to show how bad the financial situation is. I don't know. I think it's just funny that they sell the ship. I mean, does it really matter? Is it going to affect the story in any way? Like, Louis kind of in control, but kind of not.
Awesome. But as it turns out,
It's like the Doc Ock arms in Spider-Man 2.
AutoCap souvenir Olimar brought back for his son is worth some money. So the president immediately sends you back to the Pikmin planet with Louis in order to collect more random items that they can sell and repay the loan with. Olimar doesn't even get a chance to see his family again. He's immediately shipped back off to the planet he almost died on. I know the Pikmin series isn't an example of avant-garde storytelling, but doesn't this sour the ending of the first game a bit? You know, knowing that our quest to rebuild our ship and see our family again resulted in the ship immediately
Why
getting
is he
taken away
mad?
from us, and the family reunion we fought so hard for getting postponed until after we went back to the hostile alien planet to get some Skippy's peanut butter. Well, Shirillis, you may be saying, obviously Nintendo is making a statement on how capitalism drains people of their lives and makes them unable to hold functioning relationships or accomplish anything outside of their work. I mean, sure, it sure is showing that. Doesn't really...
The president is funny without even trying, bro. I mean, yeah, I agree. Back when you said bruh at the end of it. What's this cringe Olimar with this family fan art? Dude, I mean, fucking Shea Frillis like gets a lot of fucking bullshit in his videos. Like a lot of weird images and like unfunny reactions.
explore it that much outside of Olimar complaining about his boss or his work schedule a few times in the Piclopedia. The fact that Olimar is forced to return to the Pikmin planet immediately in order to raise enough money to rectify Louis and the president's mistakes is just kinda cynical and depressing. Repaying the debt the company owes isn't a terrible motivation. I mean, it is satisfying to see the number
You
of
see,
Pokemon
like,
you owe
this
go
looks
down.
ugly. This looks really, really ugly, and I don't like the environment. I said bro just cause. Oh, okay, I thought you were getting mad at something he said.
Plus, ultimately, the story is just supposed to be your excuse to experience the gameplay.
That's what I said.
This is still incredibly weak compared to the first game.
No, it's not. It's like the same fucking plot. Also, this looks like this is awesome. Look at how good this map looks, man. God, Pikmin 1 is good. It's great.
Story and gameplay worked hand in hand to drive you and make you want to experience each area and
Jake,
find...
look at the water. It's just so like dark and shady, and it just feels tropical.
each ship part. The collectibles in Pikmin 2 are cool and fun to come across, but they feel less rewarding to collect because the goal they're leading you towards is far less compelling. Missing a collectible in Pikmin 1 could be the difference between life and death. Missing a collectible in Pikmin 2? Eh, who cares? You can make up the...
He doesn't like the game because the gameplay isn't the exact same as Pikmin 1. That's really it.
Those lost Pokos by killing some enemies in the dungeons. Nothing in Pikmin 2 feels all that urgent.
Also, he says this proves what I had been saying about Pikmin 2 fans. That Pikmin 2 fans are just like the guys who like collect bugs and like look at shit with like a magnifying glass and have like collections. Also, there's parts in 1 that have very bad scratch textures. Yeah, there are, but I think the shading like and the color grading looks way better than in Pikmin 2. Whereas 2 is consistent. Yeah, 2 consistently looks like shit.
And nowhere is that more evident than with the removal of the 30-day time limit. Now, I understand that this was a divisive aspect of the first game, and that the stress of getting everything done within 30 in-game days alienated a ton of players. But in my opinion, that's kind of the main appeal of the game. Pikmin wouldn't be Pikmin without that urgency.
He's speaking like a Pikmin. Yeah, that's what I said, lol. Yeah. Alright, well, you cut on. But yeah, no, I think Pikmin 1, the weird out-of-place textures probably take you out of the game. But, like, I mean, fucking, I don't care. Like, Pikmin 1 in general just looks good. Like, look at this, man. It looks great.
That drive to scrounge together whatever numbers of troops you can and find all the parts you're looking for. It's not really that challenging of a time limit.
They need to remake Pikmin 1, but the Pikmin 1 and 2. What I'm worried about is that they're going to, like, use, like, the shitty new art direction that Nintendo games have, where it's, like, bright and cheery. I don't want that. I want Pikmin 1 and 2 to look grungy and, like, gross looking.
30 days to collect 30 ship
And
parts.
tropical. Also, oh, there we go.
5 of which are optional. If you get 1 ship part per day, you're completely fine. But I don't know. I guess enough people didn't like it, so Nintendo
1
decided
feels
to
more
get...
isolated alien. 2 is more of a familiar in your garden type of thing. That's what I was saying, right? Is that kids, it's like fucking kids with like a magnifying glass or shit, and they just like collect bugs. No, but I know that's what you had also said, Isaias, but like my thing is like a Pikmin 2 fan will like talk about like how like everything is so unique, and there's so many different variations of this and that, and like there's so many little gadgets and little things that you can find. Like that's literally like what a Pikmin 2 fan would say, and then a Pikmin 1 fan would like talk about like how like everything needs to be like life or death. Like they need to have like fucking like if Olimar doesn't collect like 15 items in 5 minutes, he's gonna fucking die. And then if you fail, you're gonna have to restart the entire game, like something like that. Like
Get rid of the time limit entirely in the next game. You could spend as many days as you need to repay the debt. But like, if that's the case, then what's the point of the day system? Why can't you just spend as much time as you want in an area if the number of days it takes you to complete a task doesn't amount
I agree
to
with
anything?
this.
You're probably saying, well, they can't just remove the day system because that's how the first game worked. And it wouldn't make sense if you could just spend infinite time in an area all of a sudden. But you can do that in the dungeons! Why does time free?
Because 3 is the easiest. Wait. What did 3 have to do with? Why did 3 come up?
All of a sudden the moment you go underground.
Also, it's not the easiest. I could play 3 drunk. You could play any fucking Pikmin game drunk, dude. Like they're not that hard. Pikmin 2, you could just kind of cheese with purple Pikmin, like if you really want to.
How does that make sense, Nintendo? Okay. getting ahead of myself. I should save this for later. Back to the story. It has no
really loud.
urgency since
He's
there's
just
no
fucking
time
ear
limit.
raping the
If
mic.
they wanted something less restrictive than what the first game had, Pikmin 3 figured it out with the juice system.
I agree with this. That I like that. I like the juice system just because it it's like an in-game incentive to like I guess play the game and it works as a good incentive to play the game, but the problem is, I guess not the problem, but like it also like if you fuck up and you run out of juice, it's your fault. No, Pikmin 1 is hard and 2 will fucking kill all my Pikmin if I'm not careful. I don't, when did that happen? That happened like once in Pikmin 2 cuz like and let me say, so Pikmin 1 is hard because you don't have anything. Like, that's why it's hard. It's not actually, like, the actual difficulty of the game is exactly the same. The only difference is that in Pikmin 2, you have purple Pikmin, which break the fucking gameplay of the first game. Like, that's really it. The only reason why Pikmin 1 is hard is because you're using, like, red Pikmin, which aren't, like, anywhere near as powerful as purples. Fucking most Pikmin games are pretty easy. Like Pikmin 3. I'm not saying Pikmin 3 is hard, but Pikmin 3 is pretty easy. Like it's just all of I don't really think there's like a massive difficulty spike between like 1 and 2. Like 2, your Pikmin die because like you're being an idiot. Like, and that's it. Like it's not because the actual game is unfair. It's just because you're like stupid. Like that's really what happens. But whereas like in Pikmin 1, it just feels like the game itself isn't giving you enough resources to actually fight like an actual war or anything against the fucking enemies. There's some caves in 2 are extremely hard even with purples. Like which caves? Like which ones?
Basically, you also have infinite days in Pikmin 3, unless you run out of your juice supply, which can be replenished by nabbing the game's main collectibles.
See, like I like that. I like the system in Pikmin 3 better because it feels like what you're doing actually matters in the context of the game, and it also feels like if you run out of like things and you starve to death, it's like your fault. Whereas like in Pikmin 2, it's like there's no consequences if you don't do the goal that's set in front of you. Like low key, I think Pikmin 2 is a Scream game where you gotta play the game. Dream Den, Hole of Heroes, aren't those like the bonus too? Like the extra ones that you don't have to do?
Bada boom, there's still urgency.
Submerged Castle, the Water Wraith one, really? Like I mean that's not that surprising. Like, oh yeah, the one that everybody talks about is the hard one. That's not the entire game, though. Most of the caves in Pikmin 2 are pretty easy. Like,
but there's also not a hard deadline to conform to. I know it's not.
And then
really...
back to the goal thing. Like, what happens if you don't collect treasure? Like, it's like, oh, okay, like who cares? You know, because Pikmin 1 is too hardcore for casual players. Like, if you don't complete this in 30 days, you're fucked. First, I think by and large for like a Pikmin fan in general, like it's not that difficult. But like shit like Pikmin 2 is just like you could literally fucking like play the game however and it doesn't matter. Dream Den is to beat the game. So like the last one is the hard one. Not for debt. Yeah. I know what you mean. That's like the one where you find Louis in then, right? Yeah, it's like the last. So what? The bonus one, the standout map that everybody talks about, and the ending boss fight are hard. Like, really? Frontier Cavern? I don't know about that one. I think that one is pretty, like...
really fair to
I think that one could go either way.
Pikmin 2 for not doing something that its sequel got right. But at the same time, removing the time limit and the urgency entirely was such a massive miscalculation. And Nintendo really should have thought long and hard about the implications of doing this.
I need to get I should get a capture card and screen Pikmin 2.
Another aspect of the story that takes a hit is the little end-of-day monologues Olimar has in Pikmin 1. They're really atmospheric and reflective and often beauul and
3 was never ever hard. I mean, kind of. I'm not gonna say it was. My point is that none of the games were hard. Like, I'm not saying that 3 was hard. I'm saying 2 was probably like it's not really that bad. Like Pikmin games aren't usually the most like difficult thing to do. Like Pikmin 2 is like whatever, and then like Pikmin 1, it's like artificially hard because it gives you literally dog shit Pikmin. Like, I don't know, like it just seems like kind of just complaining for the sake of complaining.
Instead, they're replaced with emails from other characters, like the president, Louie's grandma, Olimar's family, a sex hotline. Don't get me wrong, some of these are nice in their own right. Like, I love the idea of hearing from Olimar's wife and kids, considering how much he talked about them in the first game. The president is a funny character, and some of the weirder messages are a delight as well. But in terms of being little ribbons to put on the end of each day, these just aren't as interesting or thematically appropriate as hearing Olimar's own thoughts, which are instead relegated to the Piclopedia. It's not the worst change, but it's still not as good as it was before. But Shisurilla Farilla Sissisis, none of this really matters that much. As long as the gameplay is still fun, that's all that matters. Well, I mean, yeah, I guess when you're out in the overworld exploring and discovering treasure.
Like the way that he describes Pikmin 2, like the gameplay in Pikmin 2, I agree with. It's just kind of bullshit. Like, it's just like, it's stuff that isn't polished at all. And it's just like, oh, well, you died because we made something up. And it's like the worst way of making a game hard. Like, it's not hard, it's just broken.
But that's unfortunately only about 20% of the game. It's time to talk about the biggest problem with Pikmin 2 and my least favorite aspect of the game in general. The dungeons. I really cannot stand the dungeon system in Pikmin 2.
I admit you can choose to cheese it and avoid everything, but that's only if you are that type of player. I'm not even saying that. I mean, yeah, you could cheese it because it's not polished or thought out. But 2, like, I think just in general, the way that it's difficult is just artificial. Like, it just, like, makes up, like, shit. It's like, oh, yeah, bomb rocks are going to fall from the ceiling. And that's what's going to kill your enemies. Or, like, oh, that we're going to give this enemy, like, a lot of fucking health for no reason, and that's it. Like, how you can leave caves earlier. Yeah. No, like, but even if you do play the game, like, on its own terms, it's pretty easy. Like, it's not, like, a difficult game. Yeah, like it's not like a hardcore like Dark Souls type shit.
At first, it seemed like a pretty cool way.
If they add a time limit to 2 that fixes it, yeah. No, I agree with you then. No, well, I think because like the game Pikmin 2 itself doesn't like ever really try to be hard because the gameplay or like adding things that are challenging. It just adds bullshit in there. Like it just makes it difficult like artificially. Like, if they added a time limit and, like, balanced a lot of the characters or, like, balanced the purples and, like, maybe did, like, puzzles or something like that, I think then it would be a lot harder. Like, if they basically made Pikmin 2, like, they built off the first game. It seems like Pikmin 2, like, had, like, 25-day limit or 30. Maybe, yeah. No, and they need to have, like days or something like that. Like, some system like that in the caves. Like maybe like there's like a toxic gas meter and like maybe it like pushes you out of a level or even like the water wraith. Like you know how like the water wraith kind of like hastens the pacing of the cave. They need to do that. Like I think that would be a lot cooler.
Of expanding the world of the original Pikmin. But as the game goes on, it just becomes more and more mundane and miserable. Before we get to that, however, let's briefly discuss the overworld. I say briefly discuss because you're not going to be spending much time up here compared to underground. Pikmin 2 has 4 main areas, which at first glance seems like a step down from the original's 5, but considering how 2 of the 5 areas in the original were incredibly small, with one serving as a simple tutorial area and the other being little more than a final boss arena, I'd say the general landmass you explore between the 2 games is about the same size. Some of it is even about the same shape between the 2 games. Hey, wait a minute. Yeah, Pikmin 2 blatantly reuses the map layouts from Pikmin 1. And like, I'm pretty mixed about this. On the one hand, while the layouts are the same, the actual stuff you'll find in these familiar locations is different. And that's kinda cool because it showcases how ever-changing nature is. On the other hand, what, it changed this drastically between Olimar's round trip to Hakatate and back? I don't know, this planet's weird, I guess. More importantly though, the fact that only one overworld area in this game is completely original, and the other 3 are just remixed versions of areas from the first game? Yeah, I shouldn't have to explain why that's a bit disappointing. Again, these remixed versions feel different enough, and the game isn't trying to hide the fact that these are old areas, since they acknowledge that in the Piclopedia. But it's still easy to tell that corners were a bit cut here. But that's okay, because like I said, exploring and finding treasures in the overworld is only about 20% of the game. The vast majority of your playtime will be found in the brand new dungeon system. Basically, when exploring the overworld, you find a hole. You jump in the hole and discover...
See, like caves, I mean, their caves are kind of interesting, but it's just kind of weird that they decided to go that route with caves. Like, I like the way that Pikmin 3 implements caves a little bit better. Like underground areas more so than like these dungeons that like I don't know, I just think it kind of undermines Pikmin because it's like you have no day limit, you have no like way of adding more Pikmin, there's not really any multitasking. I mean, it's a direct sequel on the GameCube. What do you mean?
That it's a multi-floor dungeon with a ton of treasure to find on nearly every floor. And a boss fight at the end that nets you a special collectible, which will usually enhance your character in some way. This sounds
You
like
want them to make a lava land or some shit? No. I'm just saying, like, I feel like they should have emphasized, like, the, like, maybe, like, a time limit or, like, resource gathering. Like, being able to add more Pikmin. Like, I don't think the dungeons should have played as big of a role as they do in the game. Like, it's one thing to have, like, a couple of bonus dungeons or reusing environments. I mean, I don't like the fact that they're reusing the environments, but, like, I just think, like, the dungeons were kind of, like, lazy. Like, it's one thing to have, like, a couple, like, have the really to the YouTuber? I mean, but I kind of have the same criticism. I kind of agree with them. The way that the dungeons are implemented, it kind of undermines Pikmin.
a slam dunk of a feature, right? There's so much more to explore now than there was in the first game. So what could possibly go wrong? Oh, you know, just about everything, basically. First of all, aesthetics. You know how the overworld areas look gorgeous?
No, they don't.
Each one is based on one of the 4 seasons, and they all have the finest graphical fidelity you could achieve in 2004? Yeah, well, f*** all that. Let's explore some dank caves for the majority of the game. I really hate the look of a lot of these dungeons. It's like they took a look at the Forest Navel, the ugliest area.
No, Forest Navel is not the fucking ugliest area. It's the best area. See, this guy likes the art direction of Pikmin 3 because it's like bright and cheery and like scrungly looking. Like that's
Pikmin
this guy.
1 and said, yeah, this is the aesthetic we need more of in the sequel.
Yes, it is. It is actually.
For some bizarre reason that scientists are still trying to uncover to this day. To be fair, even though this is the main look I remember from the dungeons, there are other visual themes at play here. Like Rust.
Rust, I tell you!
There are some rusty dungeons.
I don't like
so
that
that's
dungeon.
nice and
It
definitely
looks really
not
weird.
really ugly. There's also a shower floor theme.
I like
which,
that.
It still doesn't look the greatest. And okay, to be fair, there are some nice looking ones, like the snow-covered cave.
Of fucking course he likes this one.
Or the ones that are designed to look like a child's play area. But for the most
You know that's bad, right? He says, you know that this guy, like you know what you're saying about how Pikmin 4 looks like it's gonna be like, oh, you're in someone's backyard. The only caves I don't like in 2 is the toy house shit. Look, he just said that that's his favorite one. Fucking like, you know how you said that Pikmin 4 might emphasize like the look, you're a little small guy and you're like in a garden or something. That, you know, this guy is gonna like it. You know, Shea Phillips is gonna fucking love that.
part, I really don't like the way these areas look, which is made even worse by the fact that you spend
He doesn't like Pikmin for the right reasons, and he hates it for the wrong ones. It's just so bizarre.
way more time here than you do in the pretty places. And sadly, my aesthetical preferences are the least of the dungeon's problems. There's also the logistical questions these mysterious time and space warping holes open up. There's a small issue of how is there daylight on certain floors of these underground caves? Like, could they try and be a little consistent there? But then there's the more major issue. As I mentioned earlier, time just doesn't progress at all when you're in the dungeons, which is so bizarre. Literally, how and why can you jump into one of these
Yeah, even as a kid, it took away from the realism.
holes,
Yeah.
spend as long as you want down there, and then pop out with no time passing in the overworld? They never make any attempt to acknowledge or explain this. I guess it would be too hard to justify time passing down there from a gameplay perspective, but it's so bizarre and it breaks the rules of the universe and the entire premise. Pikmin is supposed to be about time management, and yet the vast majority of this game completely forgoes this key element.
He's playing it like a Pikmin 1 fan. Which is valid though. I mean, I do think a big part of Pikmin was time management, and they just took out so much of it in this game.
That's stupid. I know the time limit stressed a lot of players out, but maybe all that means is that real-time strategy games aren't for them. And that's okay. There's tons of other less stressful games for them to go play. You shouldn't feel the need to cater to people who don't like...
Is that supposed to feel familiar but different? That fucking chibi robo cute shit? Yeah. I don't know why this guy like enjoys Pikmin the way that he does.
Like real-time strategy games by removing the real-time strategy elements of a real-time strategy series. I mean, that's just common sense, you know? I'm just so fundamentally disappointed with the kind of game Pikmin 2 chooses to be for the majority of its playtime. And the best part is, we're not even close to being done with this dungeon discussion.
What's it like?
Fucking ad.
Knowing the truth.
I could just tell.
When anyone is lying.
But yeah, I don't like...
I think there's been a murder. I'm trying to figure out what happened. You ever get
they're making a Knives Out TV show? It seems cringe.
Quit the carpool. Save 10 cents a gallon at Exxon and Mobil stations with
Also, he
Bus.
swears Pikmin 2 fans want to play a relaxing game. Dude, it's just so, like... He's playing this game like a Pikmin 1 fan, but like one of the annoying Pikmin 1 fans. Like, one of the annoying, like, well, if I simply cheese the game. Most Pikmin 2 fans want to return a formula. Explain. But, yeah, like, Pikmin 1 fans, like, he's playing as, like, an annoying one. Like, well, if I simply cheese the game and do everything I can to, like, restart and replay over and over and over until I hyper-optimize it and take out all the emotion from the game. But then at the same time, he tries to, like, scrunklify it.
And repetitive the dungeons feel, especially as you play the game for longer and longer. Aesthetics do play a part here. Like, if you showed me footage of any of the dungeons, 90% of the time I would not for the life of me be able to tell you which dungeon it's from. There are a few exceptions, like Glutton's Kitchen looks pretty distinct, and there are certain areas that are themed around a particular enemy type, like the Citadel of Spiders or Snagrit Hole. Sometimes
we want it to be hard. Yeah.
The treasures
I mean,
you
I
find in
want
a
it to
certain
be
dungeon
hard,
can
but...
give it a unique feel, like how the Frontier Cavern
Like,
has a...
I like the way that Pikmin 1 works. Like, I like how individual it is. Like, I don't like the fucking multiple character shit. I don't like it. It's just... I think it makes it too optimized and, like, too, like just, like, all right, if I have one team over here and then another team over here and then, like, this, and then we do, like, 15 different tasks at the same time. So that way I can, like, basically just create, like, an assembly line of Pikmin doing, like, slave jobs and shit. Like, it's kind of fun, but I think it undermines, like, that alien foreign feel that, like, the first Pikmin had, where it really felt like you were barely scraping by and, like, I like that. I like that shit. That shit's way fucking better than this.
Christmas theme going on. But even with these very minimal aesthetical differences, there's not really much to differentiate the dungeons from each other. From a gameplay perspective...
Also, as a mirror, does Pikmin 2, like, seem to have everything bigger? Like, why does everything, like, look a lot, like, just in your face than, like, Pikmin 1 and 3?
Each one is the exact same. There are different enemies and different hazards, but it always amounts to the same gameplay loop of grabbing treasure, killing any enemies in your way, and then moving on to the next floor where you just rinse and repeat. Not a single dungeon offers anything unique from a gameplay perspective compared to the others, but I played through all of them anyway.
It's really fun if you have a method of viewing your environment. It's only fun if you have a method of viewing your environment. What do you mean?
As if an actually cool, unique gameplay mechanic would just fall right out of the sky. Ha ha! Fall right out of the sky.
He's gonna pop off over the water wraith.
Yeah, okay, so I was lying. There is actually one dungeon in this game with unique gameplay mechanics.
It's such an easy answer.
The Submerged Castle. Not only is this the one dungeon in the game that restricts you to a certain type of Pikmin, in this case blues, but if you spend too much time on any floor in this place, you end up spawning the Water Wraith. A relentless, invincible hunter that wants nothing more than to steamroll you and your Pikmin, instantly killing them. Suddenly, time management matters again in one of the dungeons, and there's constant fear and tension. You want to grab the treasures and then get the fuck out as soon as possible before this unholy Lovecraftian horror shows up to massacre you and your beloved little troops. The background music is distorted and unnerving, perfectly reflecting this creature's bizarre, unexplained origins. And the eventual fight with it, where you finally get some purple Pikmin and use it to spook this thing into gaining a physical form, top notch. An excellent capper on this incredibly memorable horror-themed dungeon. It's so unique and cool, and
That's why RTS games like that are automated, give you a massive view of the world. Okay. Yeah, but like Pikmin 1 and 3 are like... I mean, I guess for Pikmin 3, right? Because it's more automated. Pikmin 1 just feels more personal overall, though. But it, like, I don't know why, but like Pikmin 2 just looks kind of just ugly. Like, it looks really like just... Because the textures aren't really that great. So like the fact that the camera's so zoomed in just looks like shit. Dude, what the Fortnite? Fucking... Cameron. It begs the question, is Pikmin games about time management or about stress? I think both. I think the whole stress comes from the fact that you can't time manage properly. But I guess I would rather have the stress. I would rather have that. Like the stress of like not letting your Pikmin die and like having to collect resources. Because the time management shit, if you go way too far into it, you get something like worse than Pikmin 3, where it's like basically like the game plays itself and it's just like a bunch of I'm just gonna like have like 15 different slave people and then just like collect resources in like 2 seconds and not fight any enemy at all and like cheese the game. Dude, I have a lot to say. What? What do you mean? What do you have to say?
probably my favorite part of the whole game. If the other dungeons had some sort of special gameplay hook like this one, then I'd be a lot more positive on the dungeon system and the game overall. But no, unfortunately, this is the one exception to the rule about all these dungeons feeling incredibly samey and generic. And believe it or not, after all that, we still haven't gotten to my single biggest issue with the dungeons.
He's gonna complain about purples.
You might have noticed that I haven't really talked about the level design of these dungeons yet.
He's a Pikmin expert. Cameron, I actually don't even know if Cameron knows what Pikmin is. I think, Cameron, you know what Pikmin is, right?
And there's a very good...
Dude, if I hopped on stream, you would blow up. Oh, that's true. Dude, you want to join? You want to join on Discord and then and then hop on? That'd be funny. Come to present. Let's see. I got pinged somewhere. Kinda, but not really. Have you like heard of this game before? Like what's your relationship to Pikmin? Fuck. I actually wonder if there's a way to stream my fucking Switch. Oh shit, you actually can. There's ways to do it, but it's like cheesy. I know of the character. You know, Pikmin isn't a character, right? It's... Now, which one is Pikmin? But yeah, like... was I gonna say? Why do I have a message on here? That's weird. I have been minutes behind, I think. I think slowly the stream is like getting worse and worse with the delay. Cause like I'm also noticing the playback, and it's like I'm barely responding to chat messages right now. Cause like the delay was like 2 seconds, but now it's a lot longer. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of the way that he's talking about Pikmin. Like he's kind of misunderstanding the game. And like I'm not like a diehard like ride or die for Pikmin 2 guy either. So, but like it just seems like a lot of the stuff that he likes about the game is like the shitty parts, and a lot of the stuff he doesn't like are the good parts.
Reason for that. You see, there is no level design. No, seriously. The floors of each dungeon...
See, like this. Like, why are you complaining about the fact that it's procedurally generated? I mean, I could kind of see, like, if you're, like, one of those, like, scruggly bugly, like, memorize the maps and, like, optimize the route and shit.
Are randomly generated.
Randomly generated?
Randomly generated!
Each floor is always
Fucking
assigned
Details
specific
Clip.
treasures, enemies, and other goodies. But every time you reset your game, the layout...
Yep, there it is! There it is, reset. There it is, he says. That's how he plays the game. He loses Pikmin and he resets it. There it is. This is such a pussy way to play a fucking Pikmin game. Like,
out of the floor will be different, and all of these elements will be in different spots.
He's mad that the game is punishing him for trying to cheese it. Called it. Yeah. Yeah, no, he's mad that the game is like punishing him for cheesing.
Honestly kind of hate this, quite frankly. It makes the layout so uninteresting because no human thought was put into the treasure locations on each floor. There can be enemies that are completely avoidable and pointless because the treasure ends up being nowhere near them. There could be walls to break down that just end up leading to dead ends. There could be treasures that spawn in the water that you can't get if you don't have enough blues. But then if you just reset the game, suddenly the treasure isn't in the water anymore.
See? And it's so... You know that this is how he plays the game, is that if there's a treasure that he's like, I can't get that, he just restarts. Like, he just restarts the game and, like, doesn't care.
It all just feels so sloppy and honestly unfun. I know there's a ton of games with procedurally generated areas that are super popular, and I can obviously see the appeal of that sort of game, but I don't really think it works here since the...
You know why? You know why he doesn't like that it works at Pikmin? It's what I said. It's because he likes memorizing the maps and like optimizing routes and like playing the game in such a way where he loses like no Pikmin, like just constantly restarting and restarting and restarting and restarting until he's like can like replay the map like by memory and like doesn't actually enjoy any of this. He doesn't get any stress or anything. Like,
the randomization doesn't change the gameplay in any meaningful ways. You're always going to find the exact same treasures and enemies on each floor. The only difference is that those treasures and enemies weren't paired with any coherent or compelling level design. Plus, even though some people might enjoy the fact that no two playthroughs of the same floor are exactly alike,
gotta piss?
I don't know, I don't really remember 90% of the floors on my previous playthrough, so why would I care if these forgettable areas have slightly different...
Remembering. He wants to remember it. Because again, he wants to remember it so he can fucking map out the map in his head ahead of time and then fucking cheese. Like, that's what it is.
Layouts the second time around. At the end of the day, I can only really categorize the dungeons in Pikmin 2 as a huge misfire and a massive step down from the open exploration present in the above ground areas. While they can be mindlessly fun on occasion, and while the Submerged Castle does at least offer a tantalizing taste of what could have been the design mission statement for all the dungeons, I nonetheless strongly disliked their inclusion, and I'm beyond thrilled that they removed them entirely from Pikmin 3. If you like them, there's no harm in that, obviously, but just from my personal standpoint, they go against practically everything I love about the Pikmin series. The real-time strategy elements, the gorgeous environments, the push and pull between
high quality content, yeah.
Completing your main objective and
just
trying
like,
to get your Pikmin numbers
fucking,
up.
like, what do you,
oh yeah, I
like,
forgot to mention, you can't grab more Pikmin while you're in these dungeons. And
see, that's the other thing, right? Is that he doesn't want to lose any Pikmin or like have any like problems. Like he doesn't like it when the game punishes him. That's all it is.
unless you stumble on one of these Pikmin multiplication flowers. Hope all your Pikmin don't die when you're down here. I mean, it's okay, I guess, because as long as you have a few purples, you can basically decimate any enemy in your path. That's so cool. Let's talk about difficulty now.
I will say that. I will say this. This is accurate.
Oh, I guess I should preface this discussion with something that isn't difficult. Making a website using Squarespace. Using Squarespace 10 to... Is Pikmin 2 too hard of a game or too easy of a game? Yes! Rather than being a well-balanced experience in terms of its difficulty, I feel like this game honestly just uses really cheap methods to make the game both easier and harder at the same time. I would say the harder stuff outweighs the easier stuff a bit, however, so let's talk about that first. This game is a fucking lunatic with the amount of difficult shit it throws at you. The number of insta-kill hazards has been dramatically increased from the first game, which is always fun and makes the game feel totally fair and...
See, this is what I was... Isaias is gone right now, but this is what I was telling him. That the game likes to make it difficult artificially. So it's kind of stupid when it's like you call out like, oh, well, Pikmin 1 is easy or hard. And like, it really isn't. It's just like, Pikmin... The reason why Pikmin 1 is different than like Pikmin 2 in difficulty is just because like, or the reason why Pikmin 3 and Pikmin 2 are like harder or easier is because like they fucking like Pikmin 2 just has a bunch of bullshit and it just like makes it difficult
and enjoyable. That was a lie. I was lying. They suck.
You're back?
I guess
yeah, you got back just at the part where I was saying like the fucking Pikmin 2 just has like a bunch of bullshit, man. It's just like a lot of stupid like, oh, like the fucking like this is gonna blow up and like this enemy is gonna have this amount of health for no reason, and it's just like that's not difficult. That's just the game being stupid.
The least egregious.
Like I think that's the problem with Pikmin 2 is it's just not polished at all.
Insta-kill hazards would be electricity, since it's always easy to spot, which is always fun and makes the game feel totally fair and enjoyable. That was a lie. I was lying. They suck. I guess the least egregious of the new insta-kill hazards would be electricity, since it's always easy to spot and you can plan ahead and not take your Pikmin near it. Even so,
isn't that one
if you
like
end up near an
insta-kill
electric
Pikmin?
gate with any Pikmin who aren't yellow, zap, insta-death. It does at least give yellows a lot more tangible use than they had in the first game, but it still feels like a cheap new addition.
Yeah, that was always weird. I never understood why they never added like electrical hazards in the first game. It was just kind of weird that they didn't.
Regardless. Speaking of uses for yellows, remember bomb rocks? Those cool but pretty dangerous items yellows could pick up in the first game in order to kill enemies and tear down walls? Well, guess what? They don't work for you anymore. Now they're just insta-kill hazards that are dropped by the new, incredibly annoying careening Dirigibug enemy. Or better yet, they can just fall right out of the sky. Ha ha! Fall right. I don't
think Pikmin works as a time management unless you replay, because there's no way knowing what to do playing for the first time. And that aspect is artificial difficulty throughout all 3 games. Yeah. No, I agree with you. What ends up needing to be a core aspect of its time management is your skill against enemies. Yeah, that's why Pikmin 1 is so good. Because Pikmin 1 gives you like nothing. And you have to learn how to fight with those. You know, but like Pikmin 2 is just like, here's purples. They kill everything immediately.
Die. Of course, bombs randomly spawning out of the sky is actually rather generous.
Pikmin 3 does it too, but with rocks. And rocks are like a little bit more balanced. But yeah, it's still broken. The lock-on mechanic is also stupid. Like I ended up not using the lock-on unless my like Joy-Con was drifting that day. So
compared to some of the other shit the sky can spew out. At least the bombs have a timer for you to get away from them. Try that shit with giant insta-kill rocks.
See, look how he was playing right
sure
there.
Your entire squad
Look, you see how he was playing right there?
Tear down wall. Or yet, compared to some of try that shit with giant I can spew out. At least the bombs have a timer for you to get away from them.
You see, he's like going in beforehand and clearing out all the bomb rocks. That's cheesing. That's fucking cheesing. That's literally just going outside of the parameters of the game just to like get rid of all the hazards so that way there's nothing to jump scare you when you go in with your Pikmin. That's how you know he knew about it, because he restarted the game.
Try that shit with giant insta-kill rocks. Good luck making sure your entire squad of 100 Pikmin gets away from the huge looming rock shadow. Oh, and you know what else can pop out?
You don't know how to get away from... You can't... Like, it's not that hard to maneuver around.
The sky, entire enemies, including some really dangerous ones. Aw, you shouldn't have, Pikmin 2. The traps on these dungeon floors are fucking absurd.
Like, he's just mad that the game is, like, being mean to him. I mean, I agree that this is artificial difficulty, right? But, like, he's complaining about it from, like, his perspective. Like, he's not saying that, like, this is a good idea in concept, but, like, the way that the combat's executed is just kind of redundant. And say he's just getting mad that, like, the game is hard. Or, like, is not as hard, but the game, like, tried to make it more difficult than, like, him just fucking optimizing routes and learning flowcharts. I do that, lol, but I explore before I even know what's next. Depends on how I'm feeling. I mean, I guess that's fair, but I just think, like, he knows. Like, he restarted the thing. I deleted a clip, but literally 4 bull bears appeared out of nowhere, and I dodged all of them. Yeah, like, this guy didn't. This guy literally sees the shadow coming in and just stands there. Like, he just stood still.
And they don't feel like they were fairly balanced in the slightest. They instead feel like cheap ways of artificially upping the difficulty through unfair Pikmin deaths. And they're made even worse by the fact that the areas you encounter them in are so cramped and tight that it's incredibly difficult for your entire squad to avoid these hazards. The best strategy is usually to take Olimar with just a few Pikmin or none at all. And walk into every corner of the floor in order to trigger all the traps before exploring it the normal way. And
see, he does it all the time. Like, he literally does it all the time and doesn't want there to, like, be any Pikmin deaths, like, at all, but, like, he's cheating to get to that.
I don't know, that just kind of seems incredibly tedious and not how this sort of game should be designed. There's other annoying elements.
Like, he's complaining about the game design, but he's actively cheating. Like, he's just cheesing, and he's getting mad that he cheesed.
It's like the abundance of bottomless pits in certain floors that'll make it incredibly difficult to fight enemies that shake Pikmin off of you. Then there's enemies like the Bull Bear, a roided out Bulborb who's incredibly difficult to kill, and the Gatling Groink who laser death beams your Pikmin at any opportunity. And it almost seems random whether they'll just get stunned or insta-killed. Now, these enemies wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, except some twisted f*** at Nintendo decided, hey, what if when you kill these guys, they can come back to life after a short time, meaning you now have to worry about dragging their carcasses back to your ship so they don't come back for revenge. Whoa, that's not extremely annoying at all. Thank you so much, Nintendo guy. Now, you might be thinking, well, Shambapaloopalathasis, it sounds like you're just bad and you don't like hard games. Nah, man, I don't mind.
No, he doesn't. Cuphead. Fucking Vape Lord, God.
Hard games as long as the challenge is fair and well designed. Metroid Dread kicked my ass, but for the most part, it felt fair.
Isn't this a game that that fucking Donkey made fun of for being, like, too easy or something?
Like, I always felt like I could beat the bosses if I adapted to their attack patterns and played more carefully, which is exactly what I did. Pikmin 2 isn't like that because the challenge often stems from—
Yeah, I was terrified by the bull bear. Yeah, no, I remember fighting it when I was playing Pikmin 2. Pikmin 2, it was like, it was scary, and it jump scares you in the thing. But like, Metroid Dread is easy. Yeah, exactly. Look, you see, he fucking, like, he's getting his ass kicked because the game is hard. Like, and you know why? It's probably because Metroid Dread is so fucking linear that he can't cheese it. That's what it is.
From random insta-kill elements, which feels far more frustrating than fun. And yet, despite all of that, there's still an argument to be made that this is the easiest Pikmin game. Not just because of the non-existent time limit.
Donkey kind of made fun of both sides of the people talking about the game. I mean, that's what he usually does, right? But like, even from what I was seeing, what he was playing the game, it just looked boring. Like, it looked very unengaging.
Because of the existence of everything.
Look, I think he kind of thought that too. Like, I think he just found the game kind of boring.
Purple. Let's start with Purple Spray. One of the new features added to Pikmin 2 are these special berry plants with little red and purple berries. If you take enough of these berries back to your
the purple spray is pretty broken.
Ship, you can get red and purple spray. The red one is used to temporarily power up your Pikmin, making them faster and stronger.
Well, sometimes pairing the robots is hard. In Dread? I mean, I don't know. I haven't played it. I just said, like, it looks boring and it looks like it's easy.
This is a pretty good and balanced addition to the gameplay of the series, and it even
returned to... He's basically saying, like, that it was so hard that it had to make him think outside the box and memorize attack pattern. Like, he was talking about it like it's Dark Souls.
Pikmin 3, so clearly the developers were happy with it as well. But then there's the purple spray. Use this on enemies and they instantly turn to stone.
Yeah, like that's
meaning
broken.
You're free to annihilate them before they break out. While it's pretty fun to do this to an obnoxious enemy giving you trouble, it's also incredibly cheap and lame. Turns out the best way to deal with a ball bear or Gatling groink is to just not engage with them at all. Turn them to stone and wail on them. They won't even leave a body behind.
It's pretty
so
fun.
you
It
don't even have
handles
to worry
quick time
about them
events better than any game I've played. Metroid Dread?
coming back to life. How nifty! Look, I really do appreciate that there's an easy way to dispose of these obnoxious twats, but this kind of just feels like an automatic win button. It's just not really fun for this to be the most practical solution to deal with these guys. The worst part about purple spray is that you can just farm obscene amounts of it by spending in-game days collecting purple berries. Basically render—
But why though? Why is this guy farming purple berries? Like, he's getting mad that it's way too hard and it's game breaking. Then don't fucking use it. You don't have to use it in the game. But instead he's actively going out of his way to fucking farm and shit. But as the game goes on, it becomes too much of a lock and key backtracking across the map. That sounds fair. Quick time events use subtle hints to encourage you to think on the spot. Yeah, I mean, I guess. I don't know. I've never played Metroid Dread, so I have no idea.
most enemy encounters null and void. If there
I was
a
just saying it
reasonable
looked boring, and from what you said, it's pretty easy. Like, so it just seems like what he's saying is, like, wrong.
cap on the amount of purple spray you could hold at a time, like somewhere between 5 to 10 uses of it, then it might be a fair and worthwhile inclusion. But
like, the fact this guy's literally fucking breaking the game to cheese in more spray. Like you're doing it to yourself, dude.
Instead, it's absurdly game-breaking, and I'm glad they took it out when making Pikmin 3. Also, it makes a burp sound effect, and I don't like that. But the purple spray doesn't even hold a candle to the absolute size of this absolute unit, the purple Pikmin.
This one's true.
Look, I love purples.
This one's a valid concern.
Purple is my favorite color. And like, look at this little chunky boy. He's so cute. Oh my god. I think it's a good idea to bring in a new type of Pikmin that can carry more weight than a normal Pikmin, albeit at a much slower pace. That's pretty nice and well balanced. Unfortunately, balance goes out the window entirely when talking about combat. Purple Pikmin essentially invalidate every other type.
Yeah, and he clearly wastes days to farm Pikmin and get sprays. Yeah, no, that's exactly what happens. He basically spends like an entire like 2 hours just like cheesing caves and farming shit. So I did that as a kid, but I try and finish the game as fast as I can. Yeah, like he's like challenging himself. Like, I mean, as a kid, like you play a game however you want to play a game, right? But this guy's replaying a game as like a 25-year-old and still cheesing, and then getting mad that he's cheesing and making the game not fun.
Most enemy encounters.
Like it's your fault at this
bulb
point.
orbs? Remember how they were kind of dangerous in Pikmin 1 if you didn't kill them immediately when bum rushing them or throwing Pikmin on their back?
I play it like if I don't pay off the debt, then the president will be in jail forever. I think that's kind of what they should have done, though. I do think that the game, just because like casuals won't know how to best enjoy the game, I feel like Pikmin 2 should have like corralled the player a little bit.
Or how about Wollywogs? One of the most deadly enemies to encounter in Pikmin 1 because of their insta-kill ground slam attack. Yeah, well, in Pikmin 2, it's easy. Just throw a couple purples on these guys and you're fine.
I will say the Pikmin 2 and 3 Wollywog looks like shit. The original Wollywog, that guy looks like a pancake. That guy looks awesome. I love that
How about Wollywogs?
Look how
One of the most
awesome
deadly
he looks.
enemies to
He looks
encounter in
fun.
Pikmin 1
Like,
because of their insta-kill
he looks like a
ground slam
frog
attack.
still, you know?
Yeah, well, in Pikmin
But
2,
this-
it's easy.
this
Just throw a
looks
couple
weird.
purples on these guys and you're fine. They go down super easily. It's kind of embarrassing, really. And you can employ this strategy of just chucking some purples on most enemies in the game. Even ones where it would seem like other Pikmin would be better for it. Whoa, fiery blowhogs? This looks like a job for the reds who are immune to fire. Actually, no, the purples managed to kill him in the time it took me to say that sentence. Little electric beetles? The yellows would be pretty good for actually no, as long as they're not actively shooting electricity.
See, like he's just using purples. Like he's getting mad because he is only using purple Pikmin. Like, dude, just like limit yourself. Like if you have a problem with that, a part of the game, fucking limit yourself. I didn't know the purple Pikmin stun effect. I knew about it when I first played because I saw them immediately like get stunned. It was like the first. I think I beat a boss because it stunned it, and then the purple Pikmin killed him immediately. As a kid, oh, okay. That makes more sense then. But no, like, he's literally getting mad that he's playing the game wrong. Like, dude, like, if you're mad that the purple Pikmin are broken, then don't fucking use them.
You can kill these beetles a lot quicker and easier with purples. And not only are the purples super good at wearing most enemies down super quickly, but they have a chance of stunning enemies when they land.
Also, I don't risk throwing purples at elemental creatures. Yeah, I mean, why would you do that? Right? And you know why he does that? Because, like what you said before, he wastes days getting Pikmin. So he probably spends entire fucking days farming caves and, like, throwing a bunch of Pikmin and candy pop buds to, like, farm, like, 1,000 purples. Like, you know that's what happens.
Meaning all the baddies can do is
So, like, he doesn't care if he loses any, basically.
As the purples stomp them into the dust. It's really lame. It makes nearly every enemy encounter so brain dead since you don't have to engage with them in any meaningful or strategic ways. All you need to do is chuck.
The game is flawed for allowing people to cheese, but there's clearly an appeal as to why people like it, but only the people who play it right. Yeah, no, I was about to say that. I think I said that before. I wish Pikmin 2 corralled the player a little bit more. Like, they had a little bit more restrictions to how to play the game. So that way it's more optimized. That's why it's that's what I've been saying, is that Pikmin 2 isn't very polished. It's very free. It's like it wants to, like, do a lot of different things, but, like, it doesn't balance it right. But, like, there is a proper way to play Pikmin 2. There's a proper way to play it, and it's not that hard to figure out how to play it. But, like, people like this don't care. People like this are like, well, the game didn't literally tell me not to do something, so I did it, and then cheese the game. This game sucks.
Purples onto them,
like,
man.
like I don't know. It's just an empty criticism to get mad that he played it wrong.
Boom, they're dead. There are a few enemies that you still need the normie Pikmin for, like the fiery bulborb that requires reds.
You see, look, like he's literally he's literally like praising the fact when the game like actively restricts you from not doing something.
Any enemies you encounter in the water. But there's not nearly enough of them to take away from the purple palooza that makes up most combat encounters.
Just don't use purples. Like, there's nothing in the game that says that you need to use them.
In this game. Also, I found footage of purples managing to kill a fiery bulborb just fine without dying, so I retract my statement about reds being required for them. There really is no fucking use for reds anymore. Thanks so much, purples. But shit.
But like I don't know. Like, he just. It's such an empty criticism.
Bopaloopa Rafalupa Dadadualalysis, you may be saying. You were just complaining about how hard the game is.
I also like how he doesn't acknowledge actual good counterpoints. Like, again, like he's fucking playing the game wrong. He doesn't acknowledge it.
Why aren't you welcoming this thing that makes it so much easier? Well, because this isn't really addressing most of the cheap shit the game throws at you in order to raise the difficulty through the roof. Yeah, purple Pikmin are helpful at dealing with annoying enemies like the Bulbear and Gatling Groink, but they can't do a thing against the cheap.
They need to make a bigger penalty to Pikmin burning. Yeah, well, they need to do what they did before. I think that would be so good if you, like, your Pikmin literally just fucking die immediately. Like what they did with the electricity in Pikmin 2. That they should just do that. Like, it literally just fucking lights them on fire and they die.
Traps that fall from the sky in just about every dungeon. They make it so one half of the gameplay is insanely easy baby shit, while the other half is merciless slaughter. And like, call me crazy, but I don't consider that to be good difficulty balancing. Both are frustrating in their own unique ways. And if you want to remove the easiness by just not using the purples in combat, then congrats! You're playing fair against the game, but the game isn't playing fair.
You see, there, he finally acknowledges it, but he basically just fucking ignores it.
Combat? Then congrats! You're playing fair the easiness by just not using the purples in combat? Then congrats! You're playing fair against the game, but the game isn't playing fair back.
He doesn't acknowledge it. That literally undermines his entire argument. Like, that undermines everything he said about purple Pikmin, or just like how combat works in general. It literally fucking undermines everything, and he doesn't acknowledge it. He just goes like, yeah, congrats. and then he just goes to like a different complaint altogether, that the fucking game throws arbitrary shit at you, which is like kind of true, but it's also like, I see the footage of him playing. He literally fucking like sees shadows of bomb rocks, and he just stands there and looks at them.
since now you get to deal with insanely difficult bullshit enemies on top of the other bullshit that you can't do anything about.
See,
But
like,
you
he's
wanna know the
literally,
most
like,
annoying thing
teasing.
about all of this, at least from my perspective. I don't know if this is something that gets on most Pikmin 2 players' nerves. Or maybe it is. I guess you guys can let me know in the comments. But the aspect of this game that irritates me more than anything is a single one of its 200 treasures
Oh, the
and the
Doomsday
criteria
apparatus?
needed to collect it. So here's the thing about purples and whites. You can't get them.
He's getting mad. He's getting mad that the bonus thing, the bonus difficulty, like final boss collectible, is hard. Some other people who do video essays, they play even worse. Yeah, no, that's true.
The normal way, where you carry pellets or enemies back to an onion. Nah. These Pikmin are special. You can only get them in the dungeons when you find one of these candy pops.
I was gonna complain. Well, he does complain about the Doomsday apparatus later, but no, this is also stupid.
Buds.
He's mad. He's mad about artificial scarcity.
Pikmin of any color in, and they come out as purple or white. Since this is the only way to get these Pikmin types, your numbers of them probably aren't going to be as large as your red, blue, and yellow numbers. Now, you'd think this would be a good way to balance purples since they're rarer and you can't get a ton of them. But no, it doesn't really balance them since you don't need a ton of purples to kill an enemy. And even if you have a large squad of purples, they're still slow and can't deal with hazards, meaning you still need the other Pikmin for non-combat encounters, and most people wouldn't take a full large
Then is that not balancing purples?
squad of purples with them as a result. So, since this whole candy pop bud bullshit doesn't do anything for the game balance, I kinda wish these guys got their own dedicated onions
You know why he wants them to have their own onions? So he could farm them easier. That's why.
instead of spawning from limited underground flowers and getting shoved in the ship's hull at night. Especially because of what a detriment the candy pop bud system is when trying to get the Doomsday apparatus.
There it is. There it is. He's fucking mad. He's just mad that the fucking final thing in the game that's like not even an actual like critical thing to beat the game. He basically is mad that bonus difficult content is difficult. Like
this rusty old shake weight right here is the bane of my existence whenever I replay this game, because it requires 100 purple Pikmin to carry. You're not gonna get 100 purple Pikmin over the course of playing the game normally. Even if none of your purples die along the way, there just aren't enough
they need to nerf purple Pikmin's regular attack power. Oh yeah, for sure. The rock Pikmin were a little bit better about that, because the rock Pikmin, they also had very shitty range, and then they would bounce. Like you could miss with them really easy, and they would bounce off and like die. So I think rocks were kind of getting there, but they're still a little too hard.
candy pop buds when you play through all the dungeons for the first time to reach this number. And not every candy pop bud respawns after being used for the first time, meaning you can't just go to a simple 2-floor dungeon.
See, he's mad. He's literally mad that he can't farm. He's mad that the fucking bonus content is difficult. Like, that's it. That's all he's mad about.
In order to grind purple Pikmin. The Pikmin Wiki recommends that you go all the way down to the 8th floor of the subterranean complex in order to grind on those purple candy pop buds over and over again to reach 100. Let's say you have
This is
40
completely
purples, since
antithetical
a lot of them inevitably
to
die
Pikmin
to
2.
some traps or stronger enemies. You can only get 15 purples each trip to the subterranean complex, and you need 60 purples. So you essentially have to trudge through 36 dungeon floors
No
you've
more attack
already
gimmicks?
beaten.
What do you mean? Like stuns?
Watching the same cutscenes and loading screens that you've already seen hundreds of times through normal gameplay, until you finally have enough purples to get this godforsaken weight, the retrieval of which takes a quarter of your day up because of how slow the purples are, all as you can't do anything else but wait because the maximum number of Pikmin you can have in the field is 100. Who the f thought this shit up? Turn on your location. I just want to feed you to a burrowing Snagret. This one treasure makes it so I never want to lose a single purple because it might mean an extra trek.
It's not crucial to the game. It's bonus content. Have you seen his vid where he ranks the Pixar movies? I think it's really good. I've seen it before. I think it has valid criticisms, but like I also just I don't know. Like he like has like really easy surface level takes of movies. Like really like easy takes basically. Like oh, big surprise, he likes Ratatouille. Like that kind of shit. The video that pissed me off though was the Disney cartoon one. When he shit all over Bolt, that was fucking annoying. Or the Blue Sky one, where he tried to be like elitist with fucking animated kids cartoons, like.
Through 8 floors of the goddamn subterranean complex that I've already beaten. Essentially, every time I lose a purple on one of these dungeon floors, I just reset, because doing the floor over again...
Or the one ranking the animated movies at 1, that's a really good one. I remember that one, but I don't remember the actual takes that he made. So like stuns, rock Pikmin attacks being different than the others, wing Pikmin homing and locked on, swarm lock on dodge roll. Yeah, no, dodge roll I think should be kept. Because I think dodge roll is kind of useful to like get out of the way of range attacks and stuff. I think dodge roll is just like an interesting mechanic to use. But I thought you liked swarm. The one ranking the animated movies, I already read that. I mean, maybe next stream I could do the animated movie one. I don't think I disagree with them too much on animated movie shit. I just don't like how pretentious he comes off.
Is far less painful than the slog of trying to get that purple.
Did you hear him say he resets? Yeah, no, he said it like countless times that he resets. Look.
I've already beaten. Essentially, every time I lose a purple on one of these dungeon floors, I just reset because...
Dude, he's the reason why he doesn't like the game is because he plays it wrong. Like, he literally fucking cheeses, and he's getting mad that he's cheesing.
Doing the floor over again is far less painful than the
literally
slog of trying to get that purple back later. And if none of your purples die, which none of mine did thanks to the handy dandy reset button.
See, there we go. Look, swarm is the name for both. What do you mean? Wait. So do you like swarm whenever you use it for like an object, but you don't like swarm when it's an attack move?
You'll still only have around 65 purples by the time you clear out all the dungeons, meaning you still have 3 subterranean complex treks to get through no matter what. Yay! And sure, the Doomsday apparatus isn't required to beat the game, but if it's a Pikmin game, I need 100% completed.
See, look, he just acknowledged it. He just acknowledged that it's not even a core part of the gameplay. So he's literally getting mad that the thing that's added to the game specifically for the reason of being hard is hard. That's what he's getting mad about.
I'm sorry, that's just how I am. I need the Piclopedia filled out no matter the cost. So yeah, this single treasure has a huge detriment on the gameplay since it
How? How does it have a huge detriment on the gameplay? It's you! You're the one that's making it a problem!
Forces you to be paranoid about your...
I have Pikmin 1 and 2 swarm. What's the difference?
Use of purples and make sure that none of them die.
There's not a swarm in Pikmin 3. Are you saying like charge?
Lest you be subjugated to a truly awful...
Better for picking stuff up. I agree.
Monotonous grind. And if this discourages you from using the purples in combat in order to preserve them, then congratulations! Your reward is dealing with some truly nightmarish enemies without your greatest asset against them. Oh,
look, he's literally mad that you make the game hard.
But don't worry, if you don't want to use your one purple automatic win button, you can always use the other one. Turn them to stone and kick their asses. Who gives?
He's literally, and he's also doing that thing that he fucking does, where he gets so goddamn loud and starts ear raping the fucking mic for dramatic effect. It's super annoying that he does it. Theater kid.
This shit anymore. Why is this game
so
like
loud.
this? I don't want to play it anymore. Can we just stop? Can we let's stop the video. All right.
It's just so pretentious. Charge Swarm just 3's version. Yeah, so that's what I was thinking. No, I think so. Here's my thing. I think charge is actually a better combat move, but it's worse for picking stuff up. Like if you were given the ability to swarm to pick up stuff and charge to attack, because I think there's a lot of stuff like with charging that's like you could like it's more dangerous, because like when you charge you send literally all of your Pikmin like at something in waves, so you have a little bit more control of who you send after. Purples and burps didn't exist. I don't think he could finish it. No, he couldn't have. He couldn't. Like, he literally couldn't. Like, because he wouldn't be able to cheat.
That's enough. I'm done. Alright, we're done.
Why is it your grocery order arrives
But, no, I think charge is better because, like, you literally send your Pikmin in, like, from long ranges, and, like, they could die. They could die, and, like, it could be your fault. So it's like you have to risk it, you know? But like you can also control which type. So unlike Swarm, where like you probably will never use it because why would you swarm like a fire enemy, you know? I feel like Charge makes it a little bit cooler. a little bit more usable, but it's like it's still got that same risk factor to it. Because you could you could charge your Pikmin at something and then they all die. But Swarm, I agree. I think Swarm you should use to fucking collect stuff. I think it's really tedious that you have to charge at like one object per lock on and stuff.
Look, at the end of the day, Pikmin 2 is still a Pikmin game. It's still fun to raise up your numbers of these little guys.
Use burps for like emergencies where I got completely caught off guard, mostly for bull bears. That's fair. That's fair. I mean, if you literally play the game like the way that it was meant to be played, it's like really fun and balanced. My problem is when it does like have artificial difficulty spikes, like shit like enemy health or like bugs. Like it's literally it's unpolished.
The music.
But for the most part, I find that Pikmin 2 and 3 literally play very similar. The only difference is the charge mechanic.
And the graphics are really good and atmospheric, and the game is just oozing with personality, both in the game.
So he likes the scrunkling part. Oh yeah, and 3, when fruits are buried, they limit the amount of Pikmin that can dig. I like that. I actually like that that thing, because like in Pikmin 2, you just kind of like dig up everything, and it's just like. To like 5? No, it's actually proportional to the amount of like to the size of what you're digging out. So like you could do up to double the weight. So if like an object needs 5 Pikmin, you can use 10, etc. And yellow Pikmin dig faster. So like it's similar to Pikmin 2, but a little bit more balanced.
And available for you to read, which is honestly my favorite part of the whole game. It's a pretty fun time. But it's also insanely flawed in so many areas, and it just doesn't live up to its predecessor or successor in my eyes. Yeah, it's the longest Pikmin game with the most collectibles, but so what? When so much of its runtime is padded out by droll, visually repetitive dungeons with non-existent level design.
He doesn't understand the concept behind Pikmin 2 either. Like he doesn't get the appeal.
When Pikmin 1 and 3 offer shorter but perfectly paced bursts of fun.
Like he doesn't understand what the appeal of Pikmin 2 is, but like he says it in such a way where it's like almost like you're an idiot for liking it, for disagreeing with them.
With no
I think they need to keep in mind the knowledge of other games people have. If something changes, they should show it early on. Yeah, they should. For the marketing for Pikmin 4, I think they should go very in detail of how it plays differently and like kind of what the point or how to play the game.
All moments and impeccable gameplay. Do you really expect?
Dude, why is he playing it like that?
Bursts of fun with no dull moments and impeccable game.
He's fucking playing the game like shit. Why did he attack a bullboard like that?
Play. Do you really expect me to be motivated?
No wonder why all his Pikmin died.
Idiot boss and coworkers mess, rather than a desire to survive and see my family again or save my homeworld from starvation. Do you expect me to appreciate such a sloppy difficulty zigzag that violently swerves between being piss easy and unbearably difficult?
This stuff that you gotta go throw trash? Well, I think I'm gonna end stream right now, so that's alright. Because I gotta eat, I'm hungry.
When the other two games manage a much smoother difficulty curve throughout. You see why I consider this to be the black sheep of the main series? It has a lot of good things going for it, and I still do like it. But when it's sandwiched between two legitimate masterpieces that both stand as some of my favorite games of all time, yeah, it's pretty damn weak in comparison. But let me know what you guys think.
I just don't like how when he likes something, he usually has pretty good reasons for it, and so I usually will agree with him. But when he doesn't like something, he usually doesn't like it for like a really stupid reason, like really stupid shit. Like the reason why he doesn't like Bolt is because he thinks it's soulless when it's like not, and it's like stuff like that. Like that's why I don't like some of his tier lists and ranking videos, because like the lower parts of the list are too like pretentious and stupid. Like I feel like if he liked everything, like if he was like Poskra, the horror YouTuber guy, then I wouldn't have as much of a problem with Shapefillis as I do.
A lot of people's favorite, and I can totally respect that opinion. So if you think that way, feel free to share your reasons why. Good night, PNF 404. I'm gonna go watch the Pikmin 4 teaser for the 897th time.
Why? It's not really a good teaser. All right. Well, I think that's going to be it for the stream. Thank you guys for tuning in. Subscribe if you're watching on YouTube, or follow if you're on Twitch. And yeah, that'll be it. I think I might be streaming tomorrow. It really depends. Let me switch to the big camera. Hopefully it works. Oh, it doesn't. Oh, wait, hold on. There we go. All right. So yeah, guys, subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. If you're watching on Twitch, follow my Twitch channel, twitchtv.tastypancat. And yeah, that's gonna be about it, guys. Thank you, and we'll see ya.
EP flowers on the wall. It's almost at 200 streams on Spotify, and that's pretty cool. So go stream it now.
President of the